Some really interesting designs and shapes with them. So these are put into little Christmas wreaths, and you have the option here of 3 different colourways. So there's the white one, which I'm holding, and there's the green one here, and then the brown one just down that's in focus now. So that's really lovely. And again, you have the option which colourway that you buy, but the pattern front actually gives you the choice of the 3 different colourways on there. So when you get your pattern, you'll be able to identify which one you've bought from the kit colour. But if you did want to go on and make the brown one or the green one, or whichever one you haven't bought, then you can actually see how it's made as well. So that's option. So
well,
it's very
you set
nice.
whichever fabric you like. So it's the green, white, or the brown.
It is.
It's £12.49, and that's 326809. They're beautiful, aren't they?
They
now
are
we've
lovely.
also got some. Well, we've got some items on the show, not just for Christmas, of course. We've got some Russian dolls. These are great, but felt Russian dolls. These are brilliant.
Felt Russian dolls, which I actually designed, which everyone was amazed at. Gail and Sue almost fell over when I said I'd made something.
You worked very hard, both of you do.
Thank you. We try. We do try.
Yes.
And I'll tell you a little story about this, because I'm going to demonstrate these later in the show, just to sort of show how easy they are to do. But again, with this one, you get all your fabrics to make all 7 dolls. So starting with the biggest one, and then you work your way up until you get to the teeny tiny baby. And we've included the felts. The main dolls themselves are made on felt with fabric bonded onto the front of them, and then they're stuffed and cut. But it's quite a clever little technique that I've done.
It's cute, isn't it?
They are very sweet, and the baby one's really sweet, and you can see from my finger how little she is.
Did you?
But the challenge is, could you even take it further, make even a smaller one?
Yeah, well, do you know what? It's a nice little challenge, Ab.
It's a nice challenge.
Challenge
Anyone who wants to have to go.
Will you accept it? Let's go on Facebook.
Definitely.
Once you get home.
Yeah.
Do you know, I think for little bunting, for Christmas decorations, to cascade down maybe French dresses, if you've got a shelving unit, something to say, would be beautiful with this.
Yes, they really are.
Christmas trees?
Love Russian dolls. I always have had a fascination for them. So to actually make them, and they could be for
classic,
Christmas.
aren't they?
Really are very
nostalgic for a
nice
lot of
indeed.
people
So
too.
yeah, I was very pleased when they came out so nicely.
Well, there we go. All of the lovely fabric, £11.99, 118812. That's your item number. Beautiful. This is what you can make at home. Beautiful. Now then, as one of my favourites, looking forward to showing this, the 2-dimensional snowflakes.
I know. They're designed again by our rather lovely Sue, who's at home, so I'll just give a little wave to
Thanks,
Sue.
Sue.
Hi. And she's obviously keeping warm by the fire in this cold weather
Don't
today.
blame you, Sue.
I don't blame her either.
Baltic outside,
It's
isn't
very cold. Yeah, not nice at all. Nice to huddle up and make Christmas things, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So she's designed these, and Sue has a love of embroidery. She's particularly, it's her sort of her thing that she really enjoys, hand sewing and designing things. And so this idea for the little snowflakes came about, I think one winter when she was sort of designing the idea for them. And you can embroider them on both sides. Sometimes when you hang things on a tree, sometimes they always twizzle round, don't they, to the wrong side. Have you found that ever? No.
Yeah.
You're looking at me like no.
No, I haven't. Yeah.
So you can embroider them both sides if you want. And there's enough thread in the kit to actually cover both sides of them. And each of the snowflakes are different, as they are obviously when they fall out of the sky.
They are, aren't they?
So you can make teeny tiny ones, you can make the bigger ones and the medium size, and there's enough in the kit to make all the ones here that we're showing.
They're beautiful, aren't they? They really are gorgeous. Well, it's a big kit. It's a lot of materials there. But for £11.49, that's a lot for your money. It's beautiful. 600322. That's your item number. There it all is right there. It's amazing what this can grow into. It's all the threads. This is everything you need.
There actually is everything in that kit. There's nothing there you need to go out and buy.
Where would you put that in your house?
I actually like these little trees. So often I just have the trees just dangled, or you can buy
bay
twigs.
windows, yes.
Yeah, a little window, anything, or on a dresser somewhere. That's quite nice. And,
yes.
or in a bathroom.
In
Sometimes you don't always want little Christmas decorations. Don't want to take up too much space. I don't know, cloakroom, anything like that.
Very nice, wouldn't it?
Or hang them on your tree.
The drawing room, the library. The West Wing. It'd be lovely around there.
If only.
Yeah. Depends which house you're talking about.
Yeah,
£11.49. I'm joking. A flat in London. There's no drawing room there. 600322. Just create that. Give a call centre. I've got a call centre in my house too. They're in here. They're literally just upstairs. Now then, these were busy earlier on. We weren't even demonstrating.
I know.
I put these on Facebook earlier as well, which we love. And again, whichever one you like. Well, we get the pattern, and that's the knowledge that gives us to make all of these. Is that right?
Yeah. You get both sizes on the pattern. So you've got the large hedge pig, and you've then got the little tiny, smaller one as well to make. And again, with this one, we've just done a starter option here for you. So Charlie, this is a cotton drill, and you do need quite a sort of a strong
cotton drill.
Yes, it's called cotton drill. It's the name of the fabric. So it's a slightly...
It's quite stiff.
Yes, it's a stiffer than an ordinary quilting cotton or calico or anything sort of along the line, because you do need, and Gail will explain, I'm sure, in more depth about this, but you do need a slightly firmer, stronger fabric, because you are obviously applying the spines onto the hedge pig. So there's enough cream fabric that we've put in there to make both one large and one small hedge pig.
Lovely.
And then again, the colour choice is up to you. So if you want to go for the more muted colours, and I forget the name of the lady who emailed in this morning, and she did that lovely colour, didn't she, in greys and
Mary,
mustards. I think it was Mary who did the greys and mustards, which were really nice as well.
If I've got that wrong, forgive us, there's a couple actually. I think it was Mary.
I think it was Mary. And then if you don't want to do the muted colours, or you're making maybe for a smaller member of staff...
It was Mary. It was how it
come through.
Mary, thank you very much.
Yes, it was beautiful, wasn't it? What lovely work she did. And again, you know, often the children are very drawn to the brighter coloured hedgehog. So if you've got some brighter fabrics, or you like working in a brighter palette, then you can see sort of the variation, how they work well on both ways.
You can, can't you? They are just beautiful. They're so intriguing, but people just... I bet people will touch them. But how did you... What do you mean, how did you...
Oh, they try and pull them apart sometimes, and I sometimes say, well, please be gentle with them, because they're there pulling them. He's like, we'll stroke. I always say to people, you can stroke, but don't pull, you know, because they do. You know, they are film stars now in their own right, aren't they?
They are.
They've been on TV, you know.
It's like you would a normal hedgehog.
Exactly. Stroke them and love them.
Stroke them and love them. No, don't stroke a hedgehog. Anyway.
Prickly
Talking about stroking hedgehogs again, aren't we? So weird. There we are. £10.99 is for the kit. This is the fabric we got here. This is like your base fabric, your cotton drill to make the base, and then you add whatever fabric you want on the top. Do you know what? Just briefly, I've got a load of old checkered shirts I don't really wear anymore. There's a few stains on there, so I used to decorate them a lot. But I could cut bits out. Check would be quite cool. Stunning.
In fact, I think Gail's got a blue version, which I think were made from shirts, that she's going to tell you about.
Right, we'll have a look at those in a second. Do you know what? Half of the stock has gone. I thought they were busy. There we go, £10.99 is 582-761. Enough cotton drill to make one of each. And it's that pattern, it's the skills, it's the know-how to do this fun bit too. Thanks very much, Sue. Shall I go and see
Gail? She's got some lovely demos.
Thank you, Sue. I'll be right back. Some other popular items we got from before. Oh, it's the sewing nest and fancy bag. Now, the sewing nest, my word, 80% of the stock here is gone. Now, the bag, you see the photograph on that on the top, on the bottom right there. It's hard to work out how that was actually done, but Gail beautifully demonstrated that in a previous hour. So do watch that back between 11 and 12 o'clock this morning. Oh, good, I can't believe the time. Now then, so there it is. Yeah, it's £13.99, 710-118. And we've also got the large Christmas tree too. Now, this is very, very intriguing. You're thinking, how on earth were they made? That's the kit. But again, you can see a photograph where you're aiming for onto the front of the packaging. So it's actually all the material you need. This is for the large tree, and it's actually the pattern that makes the large one and the small one. So that's really cool. £17.99, 151,954. So you get enough material to make the larger one there. £17.99. 60% of the stock has gone. It's intriguing. If you're wondering how on earth was that done, well, that was also demonstrated in the previous hour. So if you're buying this right now, please relax. Peace of mind. You can watch the show back on rewind at hochanda.com between 11 and 12 o'clock this morning, so you can work out how it was done. But talking about girls, if she's not here. Gail, hello.
Here I am.
How are we? Good to see you again. Now, we're going to do the hedge pig.
We are indeed. And as you were just saying a minute ago about could you make it out of old shirts, then yes, you could. So this is a real recycled version. So this is all old shirts. Yeah, and on the back is a pair of jeans.
That's fantastic, isn't it?
So that'll give you an idea about the thickness of fabric that you need to do this, because you're applying quite a lot of fabric with all the spikes. So you need something with a little bit of oomph in it on the back, so denim or the cotton drill or anything. Yeah. So even if you've exhausted the cream fabric that comes with the kit, then you could use some denim or another like firm fabric.
By the way, we're 2/3 of the stock now gone for the hedge pigs. I don't think they're going to last the hour, actually. 582769. Don't forget, we've only just started demonstrating this today, literally the last few seconds, the last minute or so. So get this while you can. So where do we start then, Gail?
So I shall share with you how to do it. In the pattern, you get templates for both the large and the small. A couple of questions I've been asked with the pattern. The actual template, right at the back of the pattern, where it says small hedge pig, is the template to make it. Where people get a little confused is the template next to it. I don't know which is the best way for you to see it. There's got the numbers on there. That's only to explain how many, the rows that I started on. So I started at the back of the hedge pig and worked forward. So the rows are numbered to give people an idea of the sewing order. Right. The large hedge pig, sadly, we couldn't fit it all on one sheet of paper. So it's broken up into 3 sections. Okay. So then what I need you to be able to do is to join the pattern together. So you can see there it's joined on the lines, and you can see the sellotape on the back where I've joined it. Sorry, it's my fault. I'm just getting used to where I'm supposed to be showing you this. Okay. Perfect, so sorry about that.
You are incredibly clear. I just explain all this to us. We really appreciate
it. So I'm taking my template, I lay it on my fabric, and then I draw around there. Like I said this morning, Charlie, it's always good to put them onto card. It gives you a better
stability.
Exactly, and you're going to make this over and over again, and then you can cut his little face out and use the little template to draw a line where his head is and where his eye goes as well. Now, the piece that intrigues everybody is how to make the spikes that's on his body.
Yeah, it's intriguing. But 75% of the stock's now gone, 3/4. I don't know, I'm going to have time to do this. 582769 is your item number. I look a bit evil like this, don't I?
Yeah. The James Bondish. Are we allowed to say that? It was the other man, wasn't it? Yeah, too late now, isn't it? It's out there.
Yeah, it's out there.
Wasn't it the awful man with the cat? The cat that...
Dr. Even.
Yeah, he used to stroke the cat, didn't he?
Evil.
You know the one I mean. Anyway, we digress.
That was on, the other film. I'm not going to mention
that. So to make back to the hedge pig. So to make the spikes on the hedge pig.
I can stroke the hedge pig.
Yeah, I feel better for that. It's relaxing.
I'm sure you do.
Lowers the blood pressure.
The hedge pig.
Come on, Ben.
There we are.
Get in there.
The hedge pig, Ben. There we are. There we are. Take your time, Ben.
Feel better for that, Ben?
Feel better. There we are.
Good.
Before that stroke. Ollie, would you like to stroke the hedge pig? No? He's all right. He's busy fixing lights. Anyway, right. 75% of the stock's gone there.
Yeah, sadly they can't stroke it at home, so we'll get back to the... So we cut squares of fabric, OK? Once you've cut your square of fabric, you fold it wrong sides together to form a triangle. And then once you've formed the triangle, you fold it one more time. I always do this on the ironing board, so I give it a really good iron, and then you fold it again, which will give you a nice little triangle. All the raw edges are at the bottom. Are you with me? Stay with me. So you end up with lots of little triangles. And then to form the spike, we just raw edges again here, so keep an eye on that. We fold our triangle over and then over again. You see, this forms the point of the spike of the hedgehog. And then if we turn this over, so I turn it over, you can see the flat side of it there. That's going to be my sewing guide, OK? So I pop it under the machine. Lift your foot initially because you're putting a little bit of bulk under the machine. And I'm going to sew with a zigzag. The reason I sew with a zigzag is because if I go on a little wander, I've got more chance of catching all the edges. Okay. With the spike still under the machine, OK, fold your next one over and then feed the next one through. This way it'll stop you having to keep on lifting the foot up and down because the bulk will already be under the foot.
By the way, we're now limited stock for the hedge pigs. We've got queues on the phones as well, therefore, if you want to shop on the website, that's the fastest way. Do shop, check out your basket. If you like the hedge pigs, you basically use your own fabric, apart from the base layer. We've used some of our own denim there, or Gail has, but you do get some cotton, as this is cream cotton drill. So this is like the base of your hedgehog, and then the spiky bits, you use whichever one you would like. Oh, it's going to go in a minute now, actually, in a minute now. So thanks, scale.
Okay then.
Yes.
Thank you, Charlie.
But carry on.
Oh, I can carry
yeah,
on. Can I?
absolutely.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I thought you were going to wander off then and leave me. So then, once we've done a few of the spikes, okay, you'll see the little end piece here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that off. We don't need that excess amount of fabric. So I'll just do that on these two because, in good tradition, I have some that I've prepared earlier.
It's sold out now, actually.
How is it?
Sold out. Well, don't
tell them.
Let us know. Just brief.
So briefly then, I'm going to sew these around the edge of the hedgehog, overlapping them. Just a little tip, when you overlap them in the way that you're going to sew it.
Okay.
Are you with me? So when the foot comes across, it's not pushing up. Let me just get one of these just to explain that to.
Oh, I see.
So they need to overlap this way because that's the way the foot goes. If they were overlapped the other way,
yeah,
then as the foot hit them, it would lift the spike. So best to overlap them in the way that you're going to sew.
So you overlap them, and of course you have got instructions that do come with it as well.
Full instructions. There it is, all overlapped on one side.
And it's good that we got to show the main bit, really. Because it's the bit that you think, how on earth do you do that? And that's
and to be honest, Charlie, when I demonstrate the next thing, the sunflower, it's a similar technique.
I see.
So I can just remind people who have already bought the pattern on some of the techniques that are used in the hedge pig. How's that?
That's perfect. Well, do you know, speaking of the hedge pig, should I do a recap, actually? Is that a good idea?
Yeah, you do that.
Well, speaking of the sunflower, if you'd like to get the sunflower, there it is, £11.99. It's 452141 is the item number. That's £11.99. It's 01733 602,000, or you can shop online on our website, hochanda.com. So there we go. It's the yellow sunflower or the pink dahlia. 452141. Now then, we are live in the studio. I don't want to tease you. We could stay on that, but I don't want to tease you with the hedge pigs. So we'll move on. Sadly, we haven't got any more stock. Awkward. Sorry about that. So then, Sue, remind us what we got in this kit.
Yes, well, we've done a starter. So what you do is you get both the patterns. So you'll have the choice when you go to buy online or through the call centre, whether you want the yellow option, which is to make the sunflower, or the pink option to make either chrysanthemum or dahlia, whichever you want it to be. It can be either or. So that's your options. But you do in the pattern get both designs. Yeah. So, you know, you can have one today, but if you want to go ahead and make the other one, you can just obviously get the felts. It tells you on the back of the pattern what you need, and then you can go off. But it is just the felts. I will just stress to everybody at home, you're just getting, with the dahlia, you're getting the pink felts. There's a bright pink and there's a dusky pink, and there's also the green felt for the leaves. So you're getting the felts for the dahlia with that one, and with the sunflower, you're getting the yellow and the gold and the brown felts, and then the green again for the leaves. But it doesn't include the actual cushion to make the fabric for the cushion. So you'll have to find whatever colour you want. So if you wanted your dahlia to be on white fabric or felt, you can then choose the option. You know, we've basically started it off with the felts for you, because a lot of people might say, well, I want to make the dahlia, but I might want to make that in green, or I want to make the sunflower, but I don't want the green, you know, the felt for that. So we just thought it's a starter.
It's a starter,
It's a starter. And the felt we sell is absolutely perfect for sewing because it's fine. It's an acrylic felt, but it's fine, but it's absolutely super for sewing either through by hand or on the machine. It's a really nice felt we use.
It is, isn't it? Well, it's £11.49, so whichever one would you like? 452141. By the way, the sunflower is the most popular. So much so, 25% of the stock there has gone already.
Oh!
And let's have a close look. So there you go, that is the sunflower, obviously right there. Yeah. Again, brand new to Hochanda today. Yeah. Isn't that beautiful?
Nice for the spring, isn't it? You know, you think, when on these dark, cold days, I know we've got Christmas to look forward to, but, you know, spring is round the corner, so I always think, you know, it's something quite nice and cheerful. Or a nice present for a friend. If you've got a friend that sews and you think, oh, what can I buy them? You know, it might be a nice price point to have the pattern and then choose the colour felts that they might like as a present.
Well, there we go. Again, £11.49 for one of those, whichever one you'd like. Pop it into your basket. Well, there we go. Now, we've got the cushions. We've also got this lovely accessory kit. This is very pretty.
Yes. Our lovely Sue Rhodes designed this. And again, as I just mentioned, again with this one, she's designed it so you've got your 3 pockets on this side for your different needles, and then an open pocket for, you know, she's put threads in here and a little pencil and a little pair of scissors. So you've got the option there. But if you didn't want want to do that, of course, you can then put your pockets where you want them to be. So you don't have to follow exactly as Sue's done. You know, if you wanted 2 large pockets, that's absolutely fine. You can go ahead and personalise it to really what your sewing kit is, or go crochet hooks if you know.
Yes,
I think they probably would fit in. I'm not
sure. A
little
travel pouch.
It
if you're going away
on
holiday, a weekend away, but you want to take a little bit of craft with you.
Exactly. It's always nice to have something like that again, isn't it? And on the front, Sue loves English paper piecing. It features heavily in her work, and she's done these sweet little flower designs. So we've put in here the paper pieces to do the little hexagon flowers. You've got your little button here as well, front and back. And again, it's just that little detail with the cotton reel, which I think makes it just a little bit special. And the fabrics we've chosen quite carefully, so they sort of complement each other there. And then to go with it, we've got a little companion pin cushion as well, made in the same.
That stiffener is...
It's brilliant. I know you rather like that, don't you?
Well,
it's
because it looks like just a stabiliser there. But this is, well, it might be similar technology, but it really is surprisingly rigid.
It is.
Do you know what I mean? It really is. I thought it was like a card box you've stuck fabric around.
It would. It feels a little bit like a thin card, doesn't it?
It does
hold its shape, but you can push it in. But it is really very, very durable. It's a fantastic product. We use it a lot in our work, and in fact, so much so they're actually it's used in the wreaths as well, which we're coming to next. And Gail used it in the beach huts this morning as well. So you know we like using it. It's a really nice product.
Nice? It's a lovely product. Well, there we go. £17.49, 131395. Beautiful selection there. Well then, if you have any questions, we'd love to hear from you, whether it's for Sue or Gail, and studio@hochanda.com. Put a message onto our Facebook page if it's easier. Just
and it's snowing. Page. It's snowing on there as well.
It's the other side, it isn't.
It's not. It's not snowing. It was snowing this morning.
No, it was snowing in the screen. I'm not sure. They didn't know how to do that. Can you make it on the full screen again? No. Make it snow. Oh.
No.
Anyway, no, it looks lovely, but you can see on the side. Now that come on, let's have a look. Oh, please, just quickly. Yeah, we did it earlier. There it is. It's snowing. It's snowing.
Hooray!
Guys, look, it's snowing in the studio.
Yay!
Yay!
It's snowing.
It's off
Luckily,
now.
Yeah, we have it. That's enough now. No more, thank you. I want to drive home tonight, and I don't want any more snow. Thank you very much.
This is comedy gold here, constantly, isn't it?
Yes. Weather.
Anyway.
Right, sorry, we digress.
We do digress, but you know it's cost a lot of money, this CGI. We've got to make use of it. Now then, anyway, I'll stop being silly. So what do we got here?
We have got the wreaths. So they're little wreaths. They're very easy to make. And as I mentioned earlier, if I turn this one round here, you can see it gets you an idea of how actually the spines are applied. And we have, Gail's instructions are really good. And we have actually demoed this on previous Hochandas. So if you do record the programmes, I know a lot of people do, you can watch them back. But again, the stiffener, that pelmet violin, is used just to sort of hold the wreath shape. And a similar technique to the hedge pigs and also to the sunflowers as well that Gail's going to demo out shortly. But again, if you've got a little mantelpiece or just something where you want to decorate it, they're slightly smaller than a traditional wreath that goes on the door, but very, very easy to make. Gail came and taught this in our quilt group, and most of them actually got most of the work done in a couple of hours. So if you've got a bit of time, you can actually sit down and get it made quite quickly.
Oh, I see.
But you have got the choice of 3 different colour options. So with the green one here, you've got little gingerbread buttons and little bells, and that's all done in green. And then you've got the white option, which has got the little snow stockings and holly on, and then a few little, if I twiddle it, you can just see the sparkle there with those little sequin stars. And then the brown option has got the very nice little laser cut snowflakes. And again, with that one, that's a pretty option. And again, you've got the little beads to go with that as well. And there are 2 different shades of brown in there. You've got the gingery brown and the dark brown with that one. So they are, again, if you've not done a lot of sewing,
it looks
very achievable.
Each one,
they look complicated, yes.
But it's once you explained your tricks.
Oh, yes.
The tricks here.
The tricks of the trade.
Tricks of the trade. All in the pattern, don't forget, which you do get. Would you like the fabric to make the green, the white, or the brown one? £12.49 in one item number, and that's 326809. Select whichever colour you like. Now, just briefly, we have got the Russian dolls too, Sue.
Russian dolls? I was lucky enough to go to Russia earlier in the year.
I went to Russia for, about 18? 16, 18 or something.
Was it still under communism then, or had it just finished?
Which I can't remember. I don't even know what I was thinking. I knew what that meant when I was that age. But
my brother went when he was at school. Oh, you went to St. Petersburg?
Yeah,
oh, that's stunning. Yeah, my brother went there when he was about 11, and he's in his 40s now. He won't be thank me for telling him that. And he was all under communism, so I think. Yeah, sorry, Rich. And he basically lived on, I think, beetroot for the whole week. You know, there was nothing there. Right. I mean, it was really back in the day when there was not very much, you know, in the way of variety of food and very little Western food, I think, into there. But when we went to Moscow, which was absolutely stunning, it's in the most amazing city, and in every shop.
It's a beautiful country, yeah.
It's a stunning country, and we loved it. And so I kept seeing these little Russian dolls everywhere, and I thought, oh, you know,
but they're nostalgic to lots of people, I'm sure. They're just so classic.
They are. The very first toy I ever played with this when I was at primary school were little Russian stacking dolls, and they've always fascinated me. And I thought, well, how can I turn them into some sort of little patchwork decoration, you know, either for Christmas or just to sort of have hanging up? And so I sort of started playing with the idea of sort of making them smaller and smaller, and then they work particularly well on felt because, you know, we actually apply all the little faces and everything onto a felt body and then cut it. But hopefully at the end of the show we'll have a bit of time so I can do a demonstration on that as well.
That'll be lovely. Well, 118812 is your item number. That's £11.99 for the felt and fabric to make those. Now then, we've also got the 2D snowflakes. These are cute.
They are very sweet as well. Sue Rode to design these, and as I just mentioned earlier, you know, again, you've got the design on both sides. So, you know, if it does flick round on your Christmas tree, it doesn't matter. And they're all different snowflake designs, and I think there's 12 different designs on the pattern set, and you have the option of 3 different sizes, and there's enough felt in there and thread to do all of the designs, and some beads as well.
Beads as well. Well, that's lovely, Sue. £11.49 if you'd like to be able to make these at home. It's 600322. Now, we've got lots on the show. Don't forget, we had a show earlier on with different items we showed you live on the counter. We're just in about some hedge pigs. A hedge pig. Oh, I haven't got one around. We've made some calls with the hedge pigs. I never thought I'd be saying that. We've got them back, actually, on delayed delivery. So they'll be dispatched on the 15th of December. So then, wow, okay, I'm so pleased you've got these. These are the ones that sold out earlier on the show. We've got some back on extended delivery, so you get enough fabric to make one of these and a smaller one. When I say the fabric, it's actually, but you explain, so it's actual cream backing,
yes,
isn't
it's what we call a cotton drill. It's a firmer and slightly thicker fabric than ordinary calico or any cream fabric like Osnaburg around. It's a slightly thicker fabric, and again, what it does, it just gives that stability and it holds the shape quite nicely, so you can apply the spines onto it. You know, if the fabric was too thin, it would get a little bit flimsy.
That's the word. So it's the spine, that's the word.
Yeah.
So it's the spines that we add ourselves with our own fabric. Yes,
and,
I love that.
And you can choose a colourway. And as Gail said earlier, you know, she's made the lovely blue one out of a denim, I think an old denim shirt, and then shirt, and you said shirting fabrics, you know, and you can make it, you know, subtle colours, or you can make it bright colours. I've seen them one made in turquoise. One of the ladies in my cook group made a beautiful one in turquoises and purples, and sort of lovely sea green. So, you know, you can really make them. So if you've got a particular colour theme going on in your house, you can make your hedgehog to go with that as well.
Isn't that cute? Well, it is sweet, isn't it?
Sorry, covering his face. Poor little thing. Sorry.
It's a camera shy. So there we go. It's the patterns, but it's the skills here. It's the details to learn how you make these spiky, spiny bits. Well, if you'd like to see those live in the studio, we did that earlier on today. Well, earlier on this hour, we're talking about. So if you watch the show back starting at 3 o'clock, you can watch girls show us how we do those. Now, 10% of the restock stock has already gone. It'll be dispatched from the 15th of December. So you're only going to wait a few extra days, about 3 extra days you'll be waiting for these, but you still get them the same price. And as a freedom member, it's £10.44, no P&P. 582-769 is your item number. Just quote that again, give our call centre a ring. Well, we have got these fancy bags coming up next. So then, if you'd like to go for this one, it's the fancy bags and it's the nest. So there we go. £13.99, and that's 710-818. That's 710-118. Approaching limited stock, however. We're on a busy show. It's one of those days. If you'd like to go for this, it's brand new Hochanda today, but you can make a lot. In fact, whilst we're showing you those, let me just bring in. We can come back. I'm just going to show you this. So then, here we are. Gail, forgive me. I'm just going to bring this in.
Just carry on.
We'll talk about, because the photograph, I don't believe, is clear what we are. So here This is what we can make. No, it shows you everything in the kit, but let's see what we can make from this. So this is what we can do.
Yeah, so you've got a little fabric bowl, and in the middle of the bowl you've got your pin cushion, and because it's nice and soft and pliable, it's really good to put by you on the sofa if you're somebody that likes to sew.
Yes.
On the sofa. And then in the kit as well, that you get the instructions to make the little needle case, which you've got in your hand.
Lovely.
Also, you get the instructions to make the case for your scissors, and you get the instructions to make the scissor keeper, which is the little heart on the cord.
So this is what we can make. Aren't they beautiful?
Your other thing, Charlie, if I just can interrupt you
Please
a second there. If you didn't want to put the pin cushion in the bottom of the bowl, then you could just make a bowl and then maybe fill it with sweets or toiletries or something as a gift idea.
Some cones for Christmas.
Exactly. You know,
nice,
possibilities are endless, as they say.
Well, they are, aren't they?
They are indeed.
Almost. But I think for table centrepiece, it's gorgeous. But you also get the patterns to make these too.
Yes.
Aren't they cute?
So that's what I call my little, I call them little fancy bags. I think they're a really good little item if you like to make and sell. So you've got the pin cushion handbag. I mean, clearly you could make it maybe in black or in bright red. You know, you could be really creative with that. And then you get the other little bag that's your needle case, and with also hold a pair of scissors. There we go, in the little piece there, yeah. And then you also get the charm that goes, like with the other project, the little handbag charm that will go on your scissors so that you can identify that they're your scissors. I think they're quite nice little gift ideas.
I think it is, but that is, when you hold this, you thought that's substantial. It's just a really fun way of having something essential, having something practical, make it into a feature.
Exactly.
Well, there we go. If you like to be able to make these bits, now we see them. There we are, that's all these. £13.99. That's the pattern to make this, and that's 710118. Flying through the stock for the patterns to make these, by the way, so do be fast with that. Now then, we've also got the pretty petals. So, now, the sunflower, 30% of the stock's gone. That's the most popular.
Just to the side of you then, Charlie, if you don't mind, the cushion.
Lovely.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demo how to make the sunflower, and then you'll be pleased to know it's a similar kind of technique to the hedge picks that I was showing earlier, but this time, because it's made out of felt and not fabric, we haven't got any raw edges. Okay. So we can just cut our squares. So in the pattern it tells you exactly what size squares to cut. And then we cut our squares into triangles. Don't worry if you don't, I cut everything with a rotary cutter and ruler. If you don't have that, you can still cut this all by hand, you know, just with a pair of scissors. So don't feel that you have to have all special tools. So this is quite good for like entry level for sewing. And then to make the spikes, just like with the hedgehogs, but now we've just got one layer, I fold it over and over again. Then it gives me that nice sort of, I'm calling them petals now instead of spikes as for the hedgehog. And as I turn it over, you can see the little ends sticking out. And because I've got the straight line here, it'll make it easier for me to sew. So I'm going to sew in a coordinating colour. Again, I'm going to sew using a zigzag stitch because it's a little more forgiving than a straight stitch. Again, as I said earlier, don't sew right off the edge of your petal. Leave it in there because the foot is slightly lifted from the bulk of the felt underneath, and that will enable you to keep on feeding the next spike through without continually lifting the foot up and down. And when you're making quite a lot of these, all that makes a difference. And you can just sit there and make all of these. Don't panic about the exact size of there. People agonise over how tight did you fold it, what is the exact measurement across there. It's a flower. They can all vary slightly. So don't get too hung up on that, as long as they look something similar to mine.
So what sort of colour do you think works as the main cushion to suit this felt?
Well, I liked green because it's sort of a bit more realistic, isn't it? But to be perfectly honest, I think it would look stunning on black.
Yeah, black.
I think it would work well on a white background as well. It lends itself
white would
to.
Be nice, you know. Blue?
Blue goes well with yellow. And with the two cushions, although they both share the same technique, the sunflower is just done on a felt background, and then the dahlia cushion is done on a white cotton background that's been quilted. So I thought that way it will give you the option to do whatever comes easy to you. So for the quilters in you, you can go for the quilted option, and for people who just want to do normal sewing, they can do this option. There's also instructions in there on how to put a zip in the back, but if you're not a kind of person that wants to put a zip in the back, then it could just be a stuffed envelope. Nice one, Charlie. Yeah, you could do an envelope back instead if you prefer. Your pattern, in your pattern, it will show you the placement for the petals, and it also tells you how many petals I used. But again, there's no need to stress too much about it. You just do as many as it takes to fill the space. So I'm just going to show you on a slightly smaller example, because I appreciate that it's difficult to sew around a huge one in this time. So if I just take this to the machine, and you can see you can just keep adding them as you go, so you don't have to put them all on at the beginning. And when I was talking to you about the hedgehog, you know, when I said about the order which you sew them in, so as you can see, I'm tucking them underneath one another. So when the foot of my machine moves across, they're all laying in the right direction. And what you will find is another couple of tips. This is quite a bit of bulk that's going under your machine, so don't be scared about that. And one of the handy tools that I choose to use a slightly wider zigzag than normal. I use a little cuticle stick, okay, that you can buy from your chemists and that. And I use that to help me be able to position and move the petals to be in the place that I want. And then with the zigzag on my machine, I just sew the petals into place. And you can keep on adjusting them and moving them around to make sure they're in the right spot as you go along. And the stick will help push the petals down, so it makes it easier to sew. We'll also share another thing with you, Charlie. When you keep on going around, so if you imagine now, you can see the amount of bulk that's over here. When you've gone round in a complete circle, what you will end up with in the end, if you bear with me, is your foot sort of hidden in amongst this whole flower. And sometimes
you lose where you are.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to get the work back out. So sometimes I'll take the foot off my machine so I can get the whole flower out. So don't let that worry you either. So have we got time to keep going?
Please, this is great.
Okay, so
brilliant. Thanks,
so as you can see, I've sewn the row of petals on, and then I sew the next row of petals on. The next row are just covering the first row. In the example that you've got, Charlie, you can see that the colours vary. Then it goes to a more orange, and then it goes to a brown. But you just keep on adding the rows, going round in a circle until you come to the centre. And when you come to the centre, it is all in the pattern, so don't panic. You'll have a circle of brown felt to put in the centre, and the circle will be slightly too big. There's reason for this. So when you come to sew it in, you'll just need to ease it around, and you'll have some like little puckers in there. So if I just bring my other sample in.
By the way, half of the stock has now gone for the sunflower. That's flying out now. We've got the pink dahlia on the show too, but if you want the sunflower, oh, the dahlia is 30%, so it's still there, it's hanging in there. But you're loving the sunflower, half the stock gone. Thanks, Gail.
That's okay. So you can see it, when I've sewn the felt circle in the centre, it's slightly too big for the gap. Obviously, this is the smaller version. And the reason for that is so that it's slightly lifted. And then I turn my piece over. Please ignore the drawn line on there. I slit the back. And then once I've slit the back, I take some toy stuff in. And then I push this toy stuff into the... And then if you look at your example, Charlie, that you've got there...
It's pretty packed.
Yeah, you end up with a nice padded middle. OK, so you just apply enough toy stuff in just to lift the centre slightly, and then give a nice padded feel to it, OK? And then just as a last thing then... You can see that it's nicely raised now. And then just if we've gone on a little bit of a wander and our stitches are not that good, and perish the thought.
Right.
But then we can then put a little piece of rickrack around there. You'll see on your example that it's larger. And then as we stitch the rickrack in there by hand this time, not by machine, because there's too much bulk to get under the machine, it just covers the middle nicely and then adds a nice little finish to the cushion.
Lovely.
Okay.
It is. You can do a little finishing touch if you want.
Yeah, it's nice. And then in the pattern as well,
You've got all the background as well if you want. Isn't it?
Yeah, you've got the leaves, okay, and then with the leaves that are all in the pattern, you can either stick them to card or you can just pin it to your felt, and then with a sharp pair of scissors cut them out. So here's one that I've cut out, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how I sew it on the machine. I'm going to sew it in the yellow thread that's in the machine, and then that'll give you you'll be able to see it easier. So I pop my leaf under the machine.
Would you ever use it onto bags? Do you think? Do you think it's suitable for a bag?
I think it would look fantastic on a bag.
I think I want a denim bag. But back of a rucksack, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Right, I think that'd be really cool.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
You should have my job. Maybe you should take up designing.
No, it'd be the most... Imagine if I designed a pattern. How to do a hanky.
So...
You cut it out, they are done.
Yeah. I'm sure you'd be slightly more adventurous than that. So what I do with to begin, I just sew a straight line down the middle of my leaf, and then that gives me a sort of a vein effect on there. I'm actually going to put some glasses on at this point. I've been sewing by braille up until now. and then I work my way back down, sewing on top of the original line. Then I turn, okay, and then go out to one side. Turn and come back, and I'm just stitching over my line. Clearly I would be sewing in green at this point, and what it does is it adds some nice detail to my leaf. I don't mark this in advance, okay? It's a leaf, it's quite natural, it doesn't have to be symmetrical. I'm just making it up as I go along. No, it's actually more challenging to do when you're talking at the same time.
Well, it is. It's part of the job. At home.
But when you're at home, you'll be listening to the radio and concentrating on it and having a nice time. So I'll just quickly...
2/3 of the sunflowers is going quickly now. Now we see how easy it is. 2/3 of the stock.
The sunflower's my favourite, and the dahlia that's clearly lagging behind slightly there. So the dahlia's done in the same way, but this time you just keep on going into the middle.
So, yeah, how do you get right in the middle then, the dahlia?
Well, the last few, I'm glad you asked that, the last few in the centre, I actually hand-stitched them.
Ah.
Because it's a little bit of a challenge to get into that.
So what, around this sort of area?
Yeah, right in the centre, the last probably 5 or 6 petals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I stitched by hand.
Look at this.
It's
really cool, isn't it?
Yeah, could you imagine it in different colours as well? So if you bought the kit and then you've got the initial...
Well, if you want to go really smart, if you've got like sort of, I don't know, if you've got creamy, chocolatey kind of colours for your home decor, you could match the fabric. It'd be beautiful. It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So there we have the finished leaf.
Okay.
Okay, and then you can see it's just got the nice veins on there. On the original cushion, I tended to use the same colour thread as the felt. And then just to give the leaves a little bit of dimension, when you come to sew them on your cushion, I pinch the end of the leaf like so. Are you with me? And then what it does is when you come to sew it then onto the cushion.
The sunflower, we're now 80%. It's going to go. We're now 80% of the stock gone.
When you come to sew it on, it gives the leaf like a little bit of life, and then you can just put a little stitch in the back of it, and then it'll make the leaf stand up, as opposed to the dahlia cushion. If you can just pan back onto the dahlia cushion, thank you. When I sewed the the veins onto the leaves of this cushion, I sewed them directly onto the cushion. So if I lift the flower out of the way, can you see? I laid the leaf onto the cushion and then just sewed the veins, and that's what held the
That's what
leaf.
holds it onto the actual cushion bit.
So you can do whichever technique you want, but the good thing with the pattern is it offers you both options, and I think this would look really nice maybe on a round cushion instead of a square one as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely would.
Sort of the same idea as the hedge pigs. If you made your cushion slightly smaller than the dahlia, then it would just be all flower and no cushion.
Well, you know, I thought the sunflower was going to go. We're limited stock. You're now limited stock for the sunflower. So if you'd like to go for the sunflower, one item number 452141. Would you like the sunflower? Limited stock, 10% or less remaining. If it's in your basket, get these checked out. And the dahlia, by the way, half of the stock has gone, so it's still popular. I like this.
Yes, I like the dahlia. I like the bright pink in that, and it just lifts the spirit, doesn't it? Especially this time of year when it's all dark and miserable, and that you can start thinking of summer with all the lovely flowers.
Well, there we are. Now, shall I do a recap, and should we get Sue
to do some work? I think.
Yeah. I'm only joking. Thanks, Gail. That was lovely. John, done the job and made it sound clear for us, and now we want it. Well, there we go. If you would like to go for the sunflower, there it is, £11.49. Choose the sunflower, 10% or less remaining. That's 452141. Gosh, what a busy day with daisy chain designs. Thanks very much to Sue and Gail. Now, you can get the dahlia, by the way, the pink dahlia. That's the same item number. Now then, moving on to the hedge pigs. Sold out earlier on this hour, but we've got some more back on extended delivery. You only wait an extra 3 days or so. It'll be dispatched from the 15th of December. So what you got here is the pattern to make one on the small and the large, and you get some cream cotton drill. That's to make the actual base of the hedge pigs. So the actual spiky spiny bits, you use that of your own fabric, but that's the joy here. You can upcycle clothing into this, but it's the skills, it's the knowledge to work out how you do it. £10.99, 582769. Lots of you are getting it. Now, half of the restock stock has gone already. If you're free to member, £10.44, no P&P, because all of your postage and packaging is capped at £6.97 a month if you're free to member. Well then, let's just recap. Oh my word, limited stock now for these. Oh, it says sold out, but it's not. It's limited stock. It's Sewing Nest, and you also get the fancy bags. It's the 2 patterns. You can just about see what you can make from that, from those little designs there. Can we see that? Yeah, you can just about see it on your screens, I think. So it's to make those bags, the accessories, and the nest. They're £13.99, and that's your patterns. There we go. So it's you can see that's what you can make, and the pattern to also make the nest and the accessories. There we are. 710118. Again, that's limited stock. £13.99. Brilliant. Well, we've only got literally a few minutes.
We have. I'll do it very quickly.
That was lovely. So,
wasn't it good? It's lovely.
Russian dolls.
The Russian dolls. I just really wanted just to show everyone at home, you know, how easy they are to make. So, as Gail said earlier, with the pattern, you get all the different doll sizes. So, what I suggest is keep the dolls together, and then you cut it out exactly on the line, and then we put some card behind it, and it just stiffens it then, and it just helps, you know, when you're coming to cut it out and draw around it. And that's what you do. You take a rectangle of felt. In fact, you take 2 rectangles of felt, and then you place your doll template down, and you just draw around the outside of the doll.
Okay.
And put it away, and then you have this sort of odd little shape there. But that's really really handy, because what we're then going to do is start applying the dress and everything on top of it. So at this stage we're just working with a flat piece of felt. It's very easy. So you take your fusible webbing, which is included in the kit here, and you can see what you do is you trace off the dress, the little face, the hair, the bow, and then her little hat. And what I also have got, and I'll just draw your attention to, is on the pattern, if it has a dotted line, you actually cut it out on the dotted line, and it's a little bit of an extra fabric that we've allowed in the pattern, so that when you come to put the scarf over her face, there's going to be enough fabric there around. Exactly, so that's right. Yeah, we do tell you in the pattern how to do that. So, yeah, so you trace all your little pieces onto the fusible webbing, and that is included in your kit as well. And then you you iron them onto the back of your fabrics. As we know, how many times have I sewn it onto the front? You know, live and learn, don't you? And then you cut each of the pieces out exactly then on the line, okay? And I will just share one little thing with everybody at home, and that's when you come to do the little frill on her dress, is if you can try and do it in one sweep. So take the scissors and just take it round in one sweep. It just keeps it nice and neat, you know, and then stop at the top, and then again just take it round in one sweep. If you keep doing it in little jaggy movements, it's not quite so neat and tidy. So that's the plan, and then it just finishes off quite nicely there as well. Okay, so the next thing that you do then is you peel all of your fusible webbing pieces off, and here's some that I've prepared earlier. And again, you can see with the face I've cut out on the dotted line, and then you'll just assemble them in the order that they go down on. So we start with the dress, and you just take your time and follow that little pencil mark, as I've said here, that you just start building it up from there. And then the next thing that would go down then would be the face. Now people say, why don't you draw the face on now? It's so much easier. I could take that little face, hold it to a light box and draw it on exactly. The reason I did try that to start with, and what I found is with the best will in the world, it sometimes can shift. So then they end up looking not quite right. So I would say do the drawing of the face on at the end. So just take a little face, and then your next step then is to put the hair on.
Well, we've got a minute on the show.
Oh gosh, so I'll be really quick,
no,
sorry.
That's wonderful.
And then I'm just going to, I normally take my time to do this, and you build it up bit by bit, as you can see. And then when you've got everything in place here, you bond it all down nicely, and then you apply the little tag onto the back. And again, it says in the instructions. And then the last thing then that you do is you take the second piece of felt, put it behind it, and then you stitch actually around the whole line of the doll, leave a little gap, stuff it, and then seal the gap up, and then finally then you cut it all out. So there she is, in a very quick way of doing it.
That was rattled.
It was rattled.
Well, thank you very much, Sue. It's been lovely. And also, Gail, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You've been there all the time.
She was here all the time.
Liz, thanks very much. It's
Thank
been
you.
great fun. Lovely demonstrations for you, and of course you get. It's been
Thank you
brilliant.
very much.
Love your designs. Well, I know you've been loving them too. Don't forget, you can still shop after the show at hochanda.com, provided we got the stock, of course, or give a call centre ring. It's 017 33 60 2000. Thank you, ladies. Thanks, of course, to your home. That's it for me until Christmas Eve. I'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.
So do not go anywhere. Dave Bradford is up with Lisa Horton after the break with Santoro Kurikumi. We got the Toner Text final call for the one-day special, and then it's a brand new one-day special at 6 o'clock at Hochanda. We'll see you later on.
Hello, I'm Shelley from Craft Creations. Craft Creations has been around for 30 years. It started off in the director's bedroom, just a few card blanks, and we've grown and grown. We now manufacture die-cut decoupage, we do our printing, we manufacture card blanks and peel-off stickers as well. We love coming on Hochanda to bring you all of our products to show you just how to make some really beautiful cards. One of the things that we are really famous for is our peel-off stickers. So we have the gold label peel-off sticker range. We have lots of different colours, plain colours, glitter colours, literally every single colour under the sun. So make sure you don't miss the Craft Creation shows here on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Hayley from Craft Yourself Silly, and we're really excited to still be working with you guys here on Hochanda. We were there from the very, very beginning, and we're still bringing you lots of really exciting soft crafts. We design and manufacture all of our kits and all of our fabrics here in the UK, and we love bringing them to you. So if you're an experienced sewer or you're just starting out in soft crafts and sewing, join us. There's tips and fabrics for everybody. Make sure you don't miss our shows and come and craft yourself silly on Hochanda.
Good afternoon, welcome along to Hochanda. Thank you to Charlie. He's off now for a few days, back on Christmas Eve. And the lovely Lisa's here. Hello.
Hello.
You're
nice
full of it today.
I know. I've been having a good day today.
She's got that glint in her eye. She's up to no good. Now, yeah, new hair too. Very nice.
I know. It covers the grey, Dave, because it is grey.
You want to see grey? Now, Lisa's here, and we've got a fantastic hour ahead of us, and it says save big, save really big, with this character that you can see from Santoro. This is Kuri Kumi, or Kori Kumi. That's the name of the character, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a lovely little girl, as you can see, in various different scenarios and situations. This stamp set, I've got to let you know, 70% of this went earlier on. Do you know why? It's better than half price. Look at this, £11.98 for all these stamps. And I love the fact that Santoro have coloured in the images on the packaging too.
That's brilliant. I was saying earlier as well, actually, they've been very, very clever with this collection because they've also done it with the paper pads, and the image of the stamps is the same size as the paper pad.
Oh, right.
So you can actually paper piece if you're not confident in your colouring.
Oh, I like it.
So you've got, there's lots of things you can do with this. It's one of those, it's worth looking at everything because there's so many different ways.
Yeah, if you are in a rush or whatever, you want to shop ahead of us and see all of the collections we've got a massive embellishment kit for you. We've got some great paper pads as well coming up in a second. Go to the website, hochanda.com, because the discounts are amazing. And when it's gone, it's gone. We can't get this back. So £11.98 for how many stamps? You've got 20 stamps. That's about 55p each or something?
That's impressive.
60p.
Yes, it is 60p.
Wow.
And the good thing is they're a good size as well, Dave. I was saying to Charlie earlier, when you see things like this, you naturally think, oh, they're going to be really small, or they're going to be tiny packaging. It can't be that price, but they are a really good size. Now, some of them as well, if you look at, I think it's actually on the top row, some of these are like 12 centimetres tall.
Right, wow.
They're a very, very good size. Now, you've got, that's the one, actually. She is stunning. She is stunning. And when you take her off the packaging, as you were saying, your inspiration is there straight away for you.
Absolutely.
So what's lovely is you can either copy the inspiration, if you like, or you can paper piece her from the paper pad set as well. And we're going to do a little bit of colouring, actually, in a while, just to show you, just something really simple, but just shows you how easy they are to work with.
Well, we are very, very busy, and the character, although she's called Kori Kumi, really could be anybody, because her facial features are such that, you know, it could be your daughter, it could be the next door neighbour's girlfriend, it could be, you know, anybody really that you wanted it to be.
And I looked at some of these and I thought, yes, they are beautiful and they are pretty and they are summery, but there are some there you can actually use for Christmas presents as well. You've got the little rabbit in there as well for a new baby, so there's lots of different scenarios you can use this in as well. And the one you've got in your hand, actually, Dave, that's been hand coloured as well. That's been done with alcohol markers and pencils. So if you want to use them like that, that's brilliant. And if you even look, you've got your apple on your button on there as well. So everything is fabulous.
Now, that little button is in the embellishment kit. We're going to get to that fairly quickly. Let's move along the counter, because I know lots of you are itching to find out what else we have. The paper pads that we've got for you here, this is great. There's actually 72 sheets in total. You get 36 of the 12 by 12 and 36 of the 8 by 8. There's tons in here. The quality of the papers is amazing.
Beautiful. I mean, when you hear the name Santoro, you know it's going to be good quality, don't you? Straight away. And this doesn't fail to deliver. You've got 3 of each paper.
It's raining apples.
I know, it's so cute. And they're double-sided as well, so you can then mix and match as well. And you know, everything you've got in here is going to work with everything else on the counter today.
I know. And also, not only have you got some of the characters on the printed papers as well, a lot of them, though, haven't got the character on, so they're kind of generic. So, like, on one side you've got Kori Kumi, and on the reverse side you've then got the background for it.
So you're not losing out at all.
No.
You're actually gaining, aren't you, almost? And the lovely thing is I like the way where they've made the 8 by 8. They've shrunk the patterns down. They haven't just made the same size pattern in a smaller packet. And the other thing is worth mentioning is inside the packaging. Inside the packaging is just glorious. Ooh. Whoa, you're doing a Charlie on me, aren't you?
Open up inside the packaging and look. Now, this is half price as well. £13.99 gets you both of the 12 by 12s and the 8 by 8s, but you can chop into the packaging and use that in your creative card making as well.
Even inside that, Dave, when you take the paper out of in here, behind there is even more. Now I've got, if I show you the 8x8, this is packaging from the 8x8.
Right.
So you're going to get things, as you can see, I've even been using this. You're going to get your tags, you're going to get your toppers almost, you're going to get your little photo frames in there. They're all inside the packaging.
Wonderful. Plus
so
you've got the 72 sheets.
Yeah.
I'll quickly flip through the 8x8s as well for you. They are the same as the 12x12s, but scaled down. There we go, look. And as Lisa said before, you'll find that the stamps match the size of the characters.
Yeah, I think it's the 12x12s that they match.
Right.
I need to double check because it's 12 centimetres for one of the images. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the way it is. But yes, they do. So you've got beautiful, beautiful.
The quality of the paper is superb. It really, really is.
Isn't it lovely?
19p a page.
Is that what it is?
That's what it works out to.
Yeah.
Incredible. 248813, 72 sheets for £13.99. And remember, although the character is very much on a few of the sheets there, a lot of them are just generic, wonderful backgrounds. OK, so from that, we're then going to go on to our dies that we've got for you. Dies and embossing folders together. Now, again, this is all kind of Korikumi related. The dies just over here and the embossing folders. The embossing folders are kind of generic. They're just lovely patterned embossing folders. And you've got the falling apples on the embossing folder and, of course, the hearts as well. Better than half price again here, £12.98. Even better if you're a Freedom member, it's £11.68 delivered for all of this. I mean, you pay more than that for just the dies, wouldn't
That die originally was £19.99. I know that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. This has been very, very popular. So here we've got lots of flowers and leaves. And, you know, again, you haven't really got anything there that relates to the character. So these are just really useful everyday dies. Everyone loves flowers and leaves.
Exactly. They're a useful set. The brilliant thing is you've got, for example, if I leave you with that one, that's one of the dies, actually.
Oh, wow.
So you're going to get one look from that, and then, excuse me, leaning underneath you, actually.
Look how fine those points are.
I know, they're beautiful. And then here, the leaves, again, you've got the two leaves, you've got the inner leaf and the outer leaf. They're another die as well. So that is just, and there's a little flower in the middle of that as well. So you can start building up your flowers. You can use the pattern papers with them. You can use them.
Even if the character's not your cup of tea, these are just generic flowers and leaves. So a very, very good investment, really, from that point of view. All those dies and two embossing folders together for £11.68 delivered if you're a Freedom member. Absolutely brilliant value for money. If you're not a Freedom member, £12.98 plus your P&P. Now, we're busy on the phones, as you can imagine, at these prices, and busy on the website as well. But all of a sudden, it's going to get even busier when we're about to show you this.
Don't touch it, though, Dave.
I'm going nowhere near it. You know what I'm like.
I know.
There are over 600 embellishment elements in this bundle. 647 embellishments in total from Korikumi. 3p an element. Wow. You've got doilies, you've got buttons, you've got resin discs, you've got flowers, buttons down here, pom-poms. We've got wooden characters as well.
The stick pins as well are beautiful. The beautiful tops on them with the hearts and things. Those the wooden embellishments there. Colour them in with your inks and your markers. There's stuff everywhere actually.
You've got wooden frames up here as well.
Yeah, I've got some. You keep talking, Dave. I'm going to go and get a sample, which is really nice. You keep talking.
So let's just look from the top down. These frames, you get two of each of these. These are wooden frames. Don't touch them, Bradford. You've got your raffia. Yeah, your paper, your raffia ribbon. You've got your leaf ribbon down here as well. Then we've got, what's next? We've got some beautiful tags. These little envelope tags, they are absolutely gorgeous. Then you've got heart doilies. Adhesive dots as well. Oh, there's tons. There's bunting down there as well. There's your hat pins, beads, buttons, pom-poms, wooden elements. £19.98, it is another half-price deal. If you want to split these up, maybe put them into, I don't know, some of them you can put into crackers or little stocking fillers.
They're great Secret Santas as well, aren't they?
Absolutely.
All sorts of things. Can I show you some of these, Dave? Because they're really, really interesting. When you look here, you've got the the button, and then you've got one of the tiny little embellishments over the top of the button as well. You've got the raffia on there, the ribbon, you've got the doilies, you've got the frames, you've got so much in just that little card, and that's not even going to touch the surface of what you're getting in that kit.
There's no character on that at all. So
no,
that could
not
just
at all.
Just a general, I love you
look at
card.
that heart embossing folder as well. When you move that, the depth to the heart is amazing. And then here, again, look at them, just colour them in, use your pencils or your pens with them. How cute is that? And there, that's the leaves there, and that's, just wanted to show you those little embellishments there, those the enamel, they look like enamel, they feel like enamel.
And
but
they're
still,
adhesive, aren't they?
yeah, self-adhesive as well.
Well, we have got lots of you coming through for this right now. It is like, I don't know, like a treasure chest of embellishments, isn't it? It's really exciting, gorgeous. Let me just show you one of these. I know Lisa was talking about them, but these are just delightful. Look.
Aren't they lovely?
Apple buttons.
What's lovely is they're flat-backed as well. So they sit really nicely on the back of your card.
Fantastic. And you get red ones, and you get green ones, and you get round ones as well. Little ones, large ones, there's tons. And even over here, your bunting and your pennants.
And there's a lot in there, actually, a lot in that, just that little bowl you've got there.
I don't know the quantity of them, but there's loads in there, and different letters of the alphabet. You can spell names and sentiments and so on. So they are flying right now. 1998, 848737 for that. Now, down the end of the counter, the last item we've got in the show. Now, I'm quite familiar, unfamiliar with these, because this is decoupage paper. It's almost like tissue paper, isn't it?
It is. Now, what this is I haven't actually got any samples of this with me, unfortunately, but basically what you do is you use decoupage glue sold by Creative Expressions, and you lay that down on your surface, whether it be MDF, grey board or paper, and you pop your paper on the top of it, and then you put the glue that seals over the top.
So rather than it, because I'm thinking decoupage, you know, putting things on top of things. This is traditional decoupage.
Traditional decoupage, and you tear the paper, rather than cutting the paper. Right. So, and you've got 3 sheets.
Is it like rice paper?
Yes, very similar to rice paper. Right. So you've got 3 sheets in each pack. Right. And you've got 4 packs. Yes, you've got 4 packs, and all the papers again match exactly to the papers in the paper pads. So again, it all complements each other. So
as well as that, you're also getting your decoupage papers, but you're also getting what I often think of when I think of decoupage. This is the traditional decoupage. No, that's the traditional decoupage. This is the decoupage where you put layer 1 on top of layer 2 and so on.
Exactly.
So that's included too. So both forms of decoupage, basically.
These are beautiful.
You've got Cory Kumi, the character. And this has got a Freedom price on it. $9.99 or $8.99 if you're a Freedom member gets you this decoupage and gets you those sheets of decoupage paper. So for interior design, for mixed media projects, that sort of thing, for decorating maybe, and I don't know, kind of giving a new lease of life maybe to bedside cabinets or trays or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
$9.99, or if you're a Freedom member, £8.99 delivered. 660-606. Now, the website has got everything on it. We do have queues on the phones at the moment. Not surprisingly, when you consider Santoro is renowned for quality and great characters, and that's what you've got with Cory Kumi. And there's a bit of something for everybody in the show. There is the website with everything that's listed there. So if you want to go for the 72 sheets, for example, $13.98, that's a half-price offer, $13.99, sorry. You can see the 12 by 12 paper pack should be $17.99 on its own. So that shows you the value that you've got next to it there, both the 12 by 12 and the 8 by 8 together for $13.99, half price. Don't miss out on these offers. There's fantastic value. Right then.
Right, OK, there's a few things I'm going to show you because I'm very aware that there's a lot on the show and I'd like you to see as much as you can. I know the stamps have been incredibly popular, so I think it's the best place to start, really. We have one that was partially coloured, which will finish her off in just a second, but just so you can see how beautifully they stamp, it's just really worth it, Dave. Okay. So as you can see, they're a really good size. Now, I'm sure she's pretty much she's 10 centimetres squared. Right. So she's a good size. So she's going to sit great in the middle of a 6 by 6 or an 8 by 8, or, you know, so she's perfect for all sizes of card. And you can see when I ink her up straight away how fine that detail is on this.
It is. I can see just how very, very thin the lines are.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Get a lovely crisp image.
You are. So this is what I wanted to say to you. You know, if you're not a confident stamper, these are lovely because they're very, very easy and they stamp beautifully. So pop that down. And I always take my hand, when it's a big stamp, I take my hands away and then get myself in a position and press down. And I'm not going to press down very hard because you don't need to with these. And when I lift that up, you'll see.
Oh, wow.
I know, that surprised you, didn't it, then, actually?
That looks as if it's been professionally printed. It's
Doesn't
that
it?
crisp.
It is absolutely perfect. And I have to say, for the value you're getting, I didn't expect them to be as good as they are. And they are stunning. They really are stunning.
Now, remember, the stamps are what we started the show with. Already, remember, at the beginning of the show, over 70% of the stamps have gone. You're getting all of these. 20 stamps in total for £11.98. So you've got her basically sat on a flower, you've got her on the bike, you've got her picking apples as well, the apple barrels there as well. Better than half price. And you've got her friends there. Is it, I think it's a badger, is it? Or a squirrel, maybe?
I'm not sure if it's a squirrel or a raccoon.
Raccoon. I reckon it's a raccoon.
Do you?
I reckon it's a raccoon, yeah. With that tail.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I said. I thought it was a skunk earlier. It's not quite a skunk, is it?
No.
Oh, dearie me. So what I thought I'd show you is I've coloured most of her in using the watercolour pencils that we've got on the show, by the way, which are fantastic as well. So we're just going to colour our hat in. I'm going to use two blues. I'm going to use a light blue and a dark blue. So we're not going to spend a long time on this. I'm also going to do the bunny's face. OK. So what we're going to do is just colour part of this in. And these are watercolour pencils, so we know when we put our water on them, it's going to spread beautifully.
Now, we've got 24 of those pencils for £17.99. So that's a really good price as well.
Yeah, these are lovely pencils. These are my go-to pencils, and you'll see, like, some of the pencils have really worn down.
They're a Dutch manufacturer, aren't they?
They are. They're beautiful.
Bruinzeel, I've never heard of them before.
Bruinzeel or something similar. So, literally, pull that colour out. Like that, and you can see straight away that's a really, really pretty colour. Excellent. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our darker colour. Now, there's a lot of controversy about whether you should do this or not do this. As long as you don't have a lot of water on your brush, you're absolutely fine. So I take my brush, when I'm using a tiny bit of colour, I just take my brush.
I've seen a lot of people do this.
Yeah. Some people say it ruins the nibs, but I think that's if you get really heavy and you touch the wood. Right. I think just be careful. Don't overload your brush. So we're going to use the darker colour just down here, and that's when we bring our shading in.
We are incredibly busy for everything. I'm not surprised. And what I do like as well is that obviously the character is an important part of the collection, but not everybody necessarily wants to have characters on what they're working on. So a lot of it is just generic, like the papers, for example. The embellishments as well, most of those don't have the characters on them. The dies, they're flower dies. So everyone wants flowers and leaves.
Exactly. They're just a staple in your crafting stash, aren't they? Yeah. And they're nice because they're nested as well. You've got 3 different sizes of most of the flowers as well, so you can build your flowers up and make layers. Also, what's lovely in this pencil set is you've got your skin tones as well. So we're going to colour our little bunny in. You won't see much colour at the moment until we start to... put another colour over the top. Then we're going to do just a shade under her head there. And then we're going to bring in a brown, which is number 730 in the set, just in case you're purchasing these. It just gives you a little pointer.
Well, we are getting busy for the pencils, I've just been told, as well. Can I just show you the tin that you get?
Did you want to borrow my tin?
Yeah, could I?
I just close.
If they are a gift for someone, that's what you're going to be getting. So you get 24 of the pencils in there, watercolour pencils, gorgeous quality, as you can see. And your brush. And the brush is in there as well.
The brush is in there as well. So when you open it, Dave, across here, your brush sits in there. Underneath. So if you think you haven't got your brush, you'll find it will be underneath. Under
the pencils.
Yeah. And so great if you're travelling on the train or something.
Perfect. All those colours, just £17.99. Excellent.
They're lovely.
699
Genuinely, I'm really funny about products I use in terms of colouring medium, and these, I love these. Good. So I've just added a little bit of the brown in, and we're just going to blend that in. So there we go. There's a little bit of shading under her head there. Okay. So there she is. She's coloured in. I didn't want to show you the rest of it because I could have stayed here all afternoon and done the colouring, because I do enjoy my colouring.
I can see that.
So that, I've got a bit of water on there, that'd be fine, that'll dry off. So, also on the show, we have these Essential Dyes by Sue.
Right.
Now, these are lovely because you've got your rectangles, but you've also got your inner pieces, for example. Hang on a second.
Now, these
like
are called
this.
the Noble collections, because what you've actually got is not just the shape, but you've also got this little pinprick detail, which is really lovely.
It's beautiful. It's a lovely, lovely quality, and it just finishes. It just makes it look perfect.
I suppose you could stitch that with some embroidery thread.
You could. You know Rob, who comes in and does his embroidery, it'd be perfect for something like this. So what's really nice is when you lay them up, these, you've got a really nice big frame to them, but also you can use this as a card blank. So, for example, what you could do is when you die cut it, if you cut it like that, so you're missing the top, cut the frame, then you're going to get a matching set with your stitching around the edge, which is what I really like.
Excellent.
OK, so that, I put my card blank somewhere nice and safe, Dave. I don't know where it is.
You've lost it.
Definitely not that one. So what have I done with it? I've probably hidden it, haven't I? Who knows? But we'll manage with a new one anyway. So we'll take this one, for example. And all I'm going to do is literally... I won't finish it all off, I'll do it later. I'd mat and layer that on there, I'd trim that down, and I would genuinely use that as a card in itself. I don't think you'd need to put anything else on there.
Let me just quickly give you the details of those dies if you want. They are on FlexiBuy as well. Here they come. All these shapes you're getting with the pinprick detail as well. $39.99 and £20 on FlexiBuy if you want to spread the cost over 4 weeks. Extended delivery, so that is... Well, what's the extended on that? Do we know? We'll find out for you.
3 days, I
3 days.
think.
3 days extended delivery, so they'll be with you guaranteed before Christmas. OK, good. 124849 if you would like those.
They're lovely. They're one for me that I can pick up at any time. I can mat and layer, I can do my sentiments, I can do my borders, I can do all sorts with them. So that aside, I'll put that together later and I'll bring that back in the 7 o'clock show because I don't know where the rest of the bit's gone. I've actually got lots of things to show you. I don't know, do you need to do a recap or anything while I reset?
Can do.
It's only that what I thought we'd do, we could do some decoupage and we could also use our embellishment set too.
Let me remind you of some of the offers then. We are so busy, we've got 3-minute queues on the phones at the moment. That's how busy we are in the call centre. If you want to order on the website, hochanda.com, that's the best way to order without being in a queue. I'd hate for you to miss out on any of these deals. Let's remind you then of the deals of the stamps to start off with. Over 70% of the stock has gone. Many of you are in a queue waiting to place your order for these. If you want to order them online, 465690. You've got 20 stamps in total for £11.98, so 60p a stamp, which is amazing. Then we have our dies and also our embossing folders. Now, you may think to yourself, well, Corrie Kumi, the character, I'm not really that bothered about the character. I just want the papers and I just want to have the beautiful backgrounds and so on. What you've got here is generic. You've got the falling apples and you've got the hearts. And then you've got the dies that are just basically gorgeous flowers and leaves. So although the character's on the packaging, there's no die of her actually in there. £11.68 is your freedom price, delivered. Otherwise, it's £12.98 plus your P&P for 2 embossing folders and those dies. 40% of the stock's gone. Busy, busy, busy for that. And then the embellishment bundle, which is just one of the biggest embellishment bundles I think I've seen. There's 647 elements. We've sat there and counted them, one by one. You've got pom-poms. You've got wooden characters, you've got adhesive, what look like kind of resin drops, you've got doily hearts, you've got little Santoro tag envelopes, which are really cute, ribbon, wooden frames, raffia ribbon, it's all there in that for £19.98, half price again virtually, 3p an embellishment no less. And then we have, of course, our paperback. The paperbacks are 12 by 12 and 8 by 8, and you're getting 72 sheets, 36 of each. And as Lisa quite rightly said as well, you can use the packaging as well. Don't throw the packaging away. You can cut into it and use all those elements that are in the presentation. And everything that Santoro presents and produces is of the highest quality. 19p a sheet, and they're double-sided, so some of them have got characters on, some of them haven't, and they're 248813. Busy for everything.
Yes, and I'm going to die cut some of these dies to show you, so because we haven't actually touched on these whatsoever.
Okay. What's
really interesting is what I like is that you've got the kind of the innie and the outie. So you've got you can layer them over top of each other or use them separately. So what I thought we'd do is we're going to cut one of these.
Is there 23 dies in there?
Yes,
Wow.
there is.
23.
Yeah. I know. When you start breaking it down, this set is absolutely huge.
And 2 embossing folders.
I know. And what are an embossing folder? A6 about £3.99, something like that, on their own, aren't they?
So really what you'd pay, to be honest, for the couple of embossing folders, you're getting a further 23 dies on top of that.
Yeah.
Incredible value, just over 50p an element.
So what I'm going to do, this is a bit off the cuff, but it's worth doing, showing you. I'll die cut. Actually, let's just do the large one and the small one, so you can layer those up. So I'm just going to zip out of view just for a second, Dave, because my die cutting machine's over there.
That's all right. We'll follow you.
So follow me over here. And I'll just run that through. I've been brave here. I haven't even taped these down. Normally, with smaller dies, I recommend you take them down because you don't want your dies to move and overlap.
If they overlap and you put them through the machine there, in the words of Jodie Johnson, rhubarbed.
Rhubarbed, absolutely. Yes. What was going on earlier, Dave?
I don't know what you mean.
I was watching you from the green room. You pair of devils.
Jodie was on about chunky bits, and then the audience got involved. Jean got involved.
Did she?
Saying she couldn't find them.
She couldn't find the chunky bits? No. Oh, no. So, what we've got here, let me put my glasses back on. So, literally, in that one pass, we've cut out... This is gorgeous. So we've got our...
There's another Santora character.
Yes. Let's pop that out like that. Look how detailed that is. That's what I want to show you. Can you see how
look
fine?
how fine that is.
Do you want to hold that? You might be able to hold your hand steadier than me while I pop these bits out.
I wouldn't bargain on it. There we go. Look how thin that is.
And it's a perfect cut. And I've used it on I've cut the dies using the papers, so you've got the great combination of the dies and the papers together. They're stunning, aren't they?
How much would that be then if you went for the paper set and the dies with the embossing folders? That would be £26.97
for all of it.
For all of it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's if you weren't a Freedom member, less if you were.
So now let me show you. Bearing in mind there's 23 dies in this set. Hang on a second. Let's pop that one out. I didn't bring my pokey tool with me. That's fine. Okay, so I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you've still got another 16. Yeah, I thought I was right then. But what's lovely is when you pop that over the top of this and glue that down.
Right.
They look so pretty, don't they? And look at my hands are grubby, so you might want to hold that. You've got less grubby hands than me.
I was going to say, although Corey Kumi is the character, you know, there's nothing connecting these to her at all. You could use these on any card that you're making. Really useful.
They're lovely. And then if you look at these flowers as well, Dave, that nest as well.
Yeah.
Do you want me to put them on something underneath so we can see clearly?
Now, nearly half the stock of these dies and embossing folders gone. I think the penny's just dropped for an awful lot of people that have just switched on. That £11.68 really for 2 embossing folders and 23 flower and leaf dies. Not that.
Where are they?
This one.
They're on a different show, them, aren't they?
There we are. There we are. There's the dies. There's the embossing folders. And you've got the embossing folder is falling apples and hearts. So the hearts are always going to be a good one to choose. The falling apple's quite quirky. I like that, actually.
I think it's really sweet, actually. Yeah. It's lovely. Oh, that's a good... Really sweet.
Really sweet. And if you do it on orange cardstock, it would look like pumpkins.
It would, actually.
For Halloween, maybe. But then you've got all of those dies in the Santoro packaging next there. 23 of them. Flowers of different shapes and sizes. Flowers that are spiky. Leaves, as you can see the leaf that Lisa's using at the moment. The kind of background and the detail as well. All of that for just £11.68 if you're a Freedom member, or £12.99 if you're not, plus the postage.
So, just to
get you hold that starry one.
Yeah, let you hold those up, and that's just 2 of them. There's 4 in that style.
So you just lay them on top of each other? Yeah,
literally lay them on top of each other. They remind me, is it a chrysanthemum? Is it? No, it's not chrysanthemum, is it? Which is the... I'm trying to think what flower they remind me of.
I mean, to be honest, they could be stars in the sky as well, couldn't they?
They could be, definitely.
Snowflakes, maybe, if you did them in...
They're lovely, aren't they?
Them. Yeah, they could be all sorts of things, not just flowers.
So that's what I like about this set. It's like you say, it doesn't have to be
it does not have to be anything to do with korikumi at all, does it?
No,
you
not
can
at all.
use this very, very easily for other things. So, I didn't glue that down properly, but just holding it together for you. And then there's your little flower. You pop that on your card. I'll finish this card off in a minute. We'll do this in a minute. This is going to be a decoupage card. But what we can do is we can pop a leaf on there. Like that. Have another leaf coming down the other side, and that would look very, very pretty when that's finished. We'll finish it all in a little while anyway.
Well, let me remind you of the website and everything on it then, because it's all to do with Santoro. The queues are still there on the phone, so website's always the best way to avoid the queue. Hochanda.com is where you'll find all of these. And remember, Santoro has got such a reputation for quality, and it's got a very distinctive look to it as well. Korikumi is the character that we're talking about here, but I reckon a good 60 to 70% of what we've got here hasn't got the character on it. So obviously if you go for the stamps, for example, she features quite heavily there as the character, but then you've got your 12 by 12 papers, your 8 by 8 papers as well. But the stamps, first of all, have a look at them. They are just approaching 80% of the stock has gone, and you've got a total of 20 stamps for £11.98. They are better than half price. You've got korikumi on the bike. You've got a sat on a puffed flower. You've got a feeding apples to, we reckon that's the raccoon. You've got the apples for sale in the cart there as well. So all those images in stamp form, £11.98 the price. And that korikumi could be anybody. You can give her a totally new name because she's got very few features on the face. You know, she could be a member of your family, your best friend. It could be anyone you want to. And also, of course, all of the images have got coloured acetate covers to them. So you can copy those colours if you want to. Or, of course, you can go your own way if you want as well. All of those stamps for £11.98. Now, the papers, these are proving hugely popular. This is actually where I think, you know, even if you're not interested in korikumi as a character, you'll be daft to miss out on these because they're just lovely papers. Like this one here has just got falling hearts on it, double-sided, blue one side, purple the other. You've got flowers. Then you come onto a character or two, but then, of course, the reverse side doesn't feature the character. You've just got the hearts. They are gorgeous. They really are. There's one of the images, of course, of her on the flower, which is in the stamps as well. But if you don't necessarily want that, turn it over, and it's like a dark chocolate brown and floral pattern. So absolutely lovely. Dandelion clocks there as well, real kind of spring-like look. Beautiful. So you get 36 sheets of 12 by 12, and you get 36 sheets of 8 by 8. Again, these are all double-sided as well. 19 pence a sheet for gorgeous quality like this. There's the falling apples. I do love that. And the packaging, remember, is not just there serving as packaging. It's actually there for you to use in your card making and crafting as well, because this is top quality cards. You've got the Santoro tag there, which you can take off and use in your crafting as well. All of this can be cut away. Inside the packaging can be used as well. And even when you open this up, there's plenty of tags and all sorts on the inside. So don't think it's just packaging and put it in the bin after you've opened it. There's lots of practical, useful ways of using the packaging. So that's £13.99, and that's 248-813 if you'd like both of those. And they are, again, better than half price. So £13.99, you save exactly half price, £13.99 off. OK, now the dies and the embossing folders, these are superb, absolutely superb, and no mention of a character whatsoever here. They just are basically great images and great shapes. You've got your falling apple embossing folder, you've got your love heart embossing folder, so there's no korikumi there at all. And over here, even though she's on the packaging, all these dies are just basically flowers and leaves that everyone will love to have. And there's 23 of those dies in there. If you were just getting the dies for £11.68, I'm sure you'd be happy. I would be. But you're getting both embossing folders as well, and 23 dies for under £13. Half the stock of this is now gone, and I know Lisa and I have got another scheduled show at 7 o'clock this evening. Is this going to be here then? 198975. 198975 gets you those today. And if I show you quickly, those papers that had the falling apples, well, there's your embossing folder that kind of complements that. That works really well. And here we've got, is there another one? Oh, yeah, this one has got the love hearts on the background to that card as well. So just tilt it forward so you can see the embossing a little bit better. Lovely deep embossing on that. So £11.68 gets you all three things. 3 separate packages, so if you want 3 separate gifts for people, you've got that option there. 198,975, working out to just about £4.50 a gift, isn't it, really? Something like that. OK, now the embellishment, the treasure chest of embellishments. This is huge, 647 elements. You've got wooden frames up here. You've got the flower, the apple, the square with the Santoro branding on it as well, the love hearts as well, raffia, leaf ribbon in red, green, blue and lime green. You've then got, these are actually not tags as such, these are actually envelopes. Look, and they're card, gorgeous quality card envelopes, all scored for you, so you can actually pop maybe artist trading cards in there or jewellery or whatever you want. Then down further, you've then got your heart doilies. You've got your adhesive discs as well in different colours. You've got your white flowers, your blue, your orange. Now, what's in here? I was looking at this earlier on, couldn't quite... these little flower beads. How cute are they? In different colours. All in little organiser trays. Then you've got your hat pins in the shape of hearts. And then we've got down here pom-poms. Large ones, medium-sized ones and large ones. They're not all joined together, they're all separate. You've got bunting here, card bunting, and lots of different letters of the alphabet so you can spell people's names if you want to. Maybe if you've got some baker's twine, string them up on your card. You've got your red and your green heart, apples. And then over here, a collection of really gorgeous coloured buttons, which you can use as buttons or as embellishments. And you've got wooden embellishments there as well. It's just packed full. For less than 20 quid, what a brilliant, brilliant price for something that's so big. There's so much in there. 848-737-1998. 3p in embellishment. The website's got everything, and don't forget the decoupage papers. They're there for you to enjoy as well. If you love your rice paper, and although it's not rice paper, it works in the same sort of way, so you can use it for your mixed media projects, for decorating furniture and that sort of thing. So it's all there at hochanda.com. And we've also got lots of you going for the stamps at the moment. They're now 80% gone, and we still have another show scheduled for 7 o'clock. So are we going to have that available in the 7 o'clock show? I don't know. The stamps are the most vulnerable at the moment. Busy for everything. Right then, back with Lisa.
Right, Dave, what I was going to show you, we're going to come back to this die again because I think it's lovely and I want to use it. Now, I haven't shown you the decoupage. People, I'm not going to assume that people know how to do the 3D decoupage. I just want to show people just what you do, really. Yeah. So basically, you're going to get your base image and then you're going to get layers, which you literally pop over the top. Now, in mine, I think I've got mine here. I put them somewhere safe. No, they're here. So if you look at mine, while they're open, if we just grab any one, it doesn't really matter which one. But what you'll see on here, you've got your main image, okay, and then you've got your layer numbers. So you've got layer 2, layer 3, these put layer 3, and then you layer 4. So you know, first of all, you put layer 1 down, then you pop layer 2 on, layer 3, layer 4. Yeah,
and so, die cut, isn't it? So it just pops out.
Yeah, so it all pops out for you. So basically what I've done, I've gone ahead of time and I have popped them all out and popped some 3D foam pads on the back. Now you can use your 3D glue gels, you can use foam pads, you can choose whatever you want to mount them. I've got my 3D foam pads just for ease of use for me today. If you use a silicone or a 3D glue gel, you can then start moulding your shapes a little bit and getting different depths of layer. So just peel this off the back of this one. So it's all really, really easy to do, and this is what I like. It's just something different as well. I'm used to sitting here colouring and playing with dyes, but sometimes you just want to do something that's easy as well. Yeah. So
now we've got the details for the decoupage on the screen, and actually this is quite an unusual event actually to have the traditional decoupage for mixed media. For your, upcycling of furniture, that sort of thing. You get, how many sheets of the paper did we say you get?
Of the decoupage.
3 in each pack, isn't it?
Yeah, you get 3 in each pack of 4
12
packs.
Sheets, 4 designs, and you also get, of course, your decoupage for card making.
And you get 8 of those in total. Yeah. So you're getting a lot for your money. But you can see, you can actually, like, bypass this layer, put another layer on. So you could actually probably get 2 out of out of one, if you like. So I'm going to pop that on there. I mean, and if you're worried about postage as well, you can reduce your layers too.
Right.
So what we've got here next, we've got her little bucket there. Pop her bucket down. And then we've got our little raccoon, as we're calling him, like that. So that in itself is lovely on its own, but I do think these actually look really nice with it as well. So we're going to put our flower down, and then we're going to put a little something in the middle of that flower, okay? Because these dies, they've got a nice area in the middle, so you can jazz them up a little bit as well. So we'll pop that down, just like that. Agitate the glue a little bit and it makes it stick quickly.
Now look at the saving you're making on these dies and embossing folders. $11.68 if you're a Freedom member delivered, and it should be the original price, nearly £30. Yeah, $26.98 down to just over 11 if you're a Freedom member. That's amazing, and that's delivered. You don't even have to worry about your P&P if you're a Freedom member.
It's amazing, isn't it? So you can leave it like that, but I've just got a little sentiment, or actually I've got a stamp set on the show as well, which we haven't even spoken about. It's one of mine from the summer. It's called Best Bud, but I've got a little sentiment on there that says, just for you. So, okay.
Queues are still there. They've been there all hour. At these prices, I'm not at all surprised.
No,
it's like
I'm
the
not.
January sales before Christmas. Better than half price, most of it. And if you do want to join the queue, it's 2 minutes long, so not too bad. But if you want to avoid it, website's always the way.
Do you know what it is, though, Dave? I just think the reason these have also been popular is that they are great little Christmas presents. And I've got plenty of people I could send these to. So I'm just going to pop a little sentiment down like that. Just for you. And then just in the middle here, we can pop one of our little embellishments.
Now, these are lovely. These are self-adhesive, and they look as if they're enamel. They've got a lovely glaze on them.
They're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to use the red one, and I'm going to pop that in the middle, because then that brings all the colours together. So for me now, that is done. Beautiful. And I think that's just a lovely card, isn't it? How quick and easy was that? And it was all done from scratch. So if I turn that round and stand that up for you, you can see.
Love it. And there she is. She is Corey Coomey. That's her name. And, of course, that was from the decoupage pack that you get with, of course, the decoupage paper for only £8.99 if you're a Freedom member, otherwise £9.99 if you're not, plus the P&P. 660-606, all the sixes and zeros, there we go. And remember those papers that you get with it, it's a little bit thicker than tissue paper, but it's what you can quite simply do and use for decorating things like trays, bedside cabinets, anything like that, frames if you want to kind of treat it like rice paper and it will work in the same way. And what product did you say you used at Creative Expressions?
Creative Expressions do a matte seal and glaze,
right.
So not matte or gloss, and you put your glue down, put your decoupage papers on, and then you
go
glue
over
the top.
So that's on the website if you want to find that. OK. Now, the dies and the embossing folders together, great opportunity this to save an awful lot of money. 23 dies, and there's not a die in there of Corey Coomey herself. It's all basically flowers and leaves. So, you know, her aside, you've just got a very useful set of dies there that you can use again and again all the time. And two really useful embossing folders. You've got the tumbling apples, and you've also got, of course, the hearts as embossing folders. Both of those and the dies together, just $11.68 delivered, saving $15.30 if you're in the Freedom Club. Amazing. And then the embellishments. 647 embellishment elements in this kit, all separately packaged, as you can see. So if you want to have lots of fantastic Secret Santa gifts for people that you, socialise with craft-wise, then this is a great one to consider going for, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's about a dozen different packets of embellishments there for £19.98, and everything's gorgeous quality as you'd expect from Santoro. 848737. And the stamps, we reckon these are going to be the first sellout. 85% of the stamps has now gone. We may not have them here at 7 o'clock the way it's going at the moment. £11.98, better than half price. You've got, obviously, the images here of the apple barrel. You've got her herself, which was the similar image to what we used with the decoupage a few minutes ago. You've got various different kind of situations for Korikumi herself, sitting on the flower there, for example. Little bunny rabbit by her side too. So all of those stamps, 20 of them for £11.98. And as Lisa showed you earlier on, the image quality off the stamp was superb. Very fine, very, very crisp. Well, we've got less than 13 minutes on the show, so we are just getting busier and busier, more and more people turning on, realising the value.
Yeah. And they are. When you look at every single item on the show, you can use them on their own, but you can then, if you've got the funds to do it, grab something else that you can make it into a huge collection. It's such a huge saving, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But certainly go for the papers as well, the 12
Oh,
by 12
definitely.
and the 8 by 8s. I mean, yeah, what you save on that, you can put that maybe towards something else in the collection.
Exactly. And the thing is about those, like we were saying earlier, the inside of the packaging as well, and you've got 2 lots of that because you've got both sizes, so you've got so much potential to do things.
And also some of the elements have actually got Santoro's logo on it as well, which is always something, obviously, card buyers look out for, because it is a brand of quality, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Like a designer brand, really.
Absolutely. And like we've said it before, the minute you hear the name Santoro, you know it's going to be good. And you know the quality, you know what's behind the Santoro brand, you know whenever you pick up anything, people are going to love it. I do, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Well,
oh, no, you're not the only one, that's for sure. We're very, very busy today for everything. And to get Santoro at half price, or better than half price in some cases, doesn't happen often. So that's why I think we're so busy. Absolutely.
So I was going to show you, Dave. I found that card blank in the end.
Where was it?
But it was over there. It was with another card that I was going to do.
I saw that. I didn't realise that's what it was.
Well, you know me. You know what I'm like. I'm the misorganised, aren't I? So what I thought is I'd show you. This is one I coloured in the green room earlier, just using the watercolour pencils. But again, really simple. But that, if you did that in reds and greens, that could be a Christmas card.
Could be.
Couldn't it?
Yeah.
Quite easily.
Absolutely.
It could be a wintry colour, it could be bright, it could be summery. There's so much.
Yeah, she could be holding a Christmas present
Absolutely.
or birthday present. She'd be going to the January sales, maybe?
Could be.
On a windy day?
That could be for a son or a daughter, depending on the colours. It's like me and my little girl off shopping and all sorts of things. So, again, just another really quickie. So I've used those rectangle frames again from Sue, which I am loving, and I just find them useful, and that's what I think. If I'm going to use it for more than one thing, it's done its job for me. Well, the Sue Wilson dies are in stock at the moment. You get 8 of them in a bundle, and they're down at the bottom there for $39.99. It's flexi-buy of £20. You can spread the cost over 2 payments if you want to, and they're 124849. So let's go a little bit quirky with this angle on here. So we'll leave that one straight. And then I think, should we offset her? Yeah, why not? Yeah, like that. You see, I like it just like that, but I will put some other things on there just to show you how you can build it up. But you can just leave it like that, and that would be, for me, still a really pretty card. And doing decoupage like you were doing earlier on is great, but there's something even more special about giving someone a card that you've actually coloured in yourself. Absolutely. Stamped it in black and white, but then coloured it in with the pencils that were in the show. It's great, and like you say, if you do get those papers, you can paper piece some of these as well. Yeah, because the stamps are the same size as the characters in the paper. Yeah. So we've got the raffia in that embellishment bundle, so I'm just going to widen these pieces. Glasses on, Lisa. I should know this by now after how many years? There you go. There we go. Let's just open that just a little bit. And then I'm going to pop that just there. See, that makes it Christmassy already, doesn't it, actually? Yeah, absolutely. So we'll pop that just on there. Just like that. Okay. I don't want to spread those bits out because I quite like them. And then I think we'll pop an apple in the middle, shall we? Pop a little apple. Apple buttons, they are the cheapest thing. I'd be tempted to put them on clothing, actually. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm debating now. Where do we see? Look what we've got. Ah. We've got these little embellishments. You've not seen these properly, have you, close up? Now, these are in the embellishment bundle as well. You've got little... Are they lasered? Yes. They're all etched. MDF. Is that like... Oh, do we want a red? Look, stop faffing now. I haven't got long enough to faff, have I? No, I haven't got enough time to faff. So, actually, I'm going to go with that one, and the reason I'm going with that is because it picks up the green in there. Okay.
And they look enamelled as well. They're actually plastic.
Yeah, they're lovely, these are.
But they're flat-backed.
Yeah, which I find is a godsend for me, because I do find sometimes with buttons, when they're curved and you're using flat surfaces, I'm not very good with them. So I'm going to leave that like that because it would take a moment to set. But again, now, I don't want to pick that one up, but I'm going to leave it like that. That, again, really simple, but a really, really easy card.
Brilliant. Well, there we go. We're talking Korikumi from Santoro. Better than half price, a lot of what's in the show. If not half price, better than. And it's all on the website. There it is. Hochanda.com. The paper pads are proving very, very popular as well. I mean, just to show you the value, you can see that the actual 12 by 12 should be £17.99 without the 8 by 8. But if you buy them both together, special sale price. There we go, £13.99. So you pay £4 less than you should be spending on the 12 by 12, but you get the pack of 8 by 8 as well. Incredible value. 248813. If you want those, be quick. OK, so let's run through live what we've got for you. We are 10 to 5. We've got another show at 7 o'clock. These stamps are approaching limited stock. Will we have them at 7, or will we just be coming straight in with the papers? It's entirely up to you. You do have the Korikumi logo as well on one of the stamps too. You've got her on a bike, you've got her on the flowers there as well. You've got the apple barrel above. You've then got her with the barrel, with her apple barrel full. And then you've also got the image that we've just shown you on that card that Lisa was doing, with her with the present under her arm, coloured in beautifully. And you've got lots of colouring tips on the packaging as well, so don't throw that away, because if you are a new colourist or you're buying them for someone who's maybe just starting, it's nice to actually copy it. You know it's going to look great when you get to the end. And they are gorgeous quality polymer stamps. We are now limited stock, less than 10% now of the entire stock remains. £11.98 if you want them better than half price. 465698.
There you go, Dave. I've taken the backing off, so that's what you're going to be able to see when you want to start colouring in. So how easy does that make it for you?
Oh,
you can literally...
You've got other words there as well. You did last summertime.
Oh, no, that's mine. I think that's got stuck on there. Take that one off. Oops.
OK.
We'll forget we saw that bit.
No one noticed.
No one.
Korikumi, that there is a cloud, but you've got Korikumi on there as well. So if you just want to let everybody know who comes to see your cards exactly who the character is, there we are, look. So that is basically what you're going to be getting, but it gives you colouring in tips, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
465690. Now, the papers, these are firm favourites for a lot of you, I know. 72 sheets in total, 36 12 by 12s and 36 8 by 8s. Now, these, as you can see, are double-sided papers, different colours, and a lot of them are patterns rather than the character. There are a few character ones. I think this one actually is Korikumi. There she is. Yep. But on the reverse side, if it's not appropriate for you to have her on the picture that you're doing or the card you're making or whatever, use the back. It's just the falling hearts that you've got there then. So really lovely designer cards and papers here. There's your dandelion clocks. So there's your 12 by 12s, and they come obviously in this wallet. And don't forget, remember, the wallet is superb because even inside you can see... Don't rip it, Dave. Inside... You can see that there's all those tags that you can actually cut out.
Oh, they used to
be. On both sides. Oh, they used to be, yeah. I'll show you the other side as well. So there's loads. Just kind of take it apart once you've actually taken the papers out. So even the packaging has got a purpose. And then there's the 8 by 8, which is just here. 36 of the 8 by 8s. Exactly the same pattern as the 12 by 12s, but just scaled down. Lovely quality. Very busy for that. £13.99 the price, 248813, saves you 50%. And there they are. Then we go to our dies and our embossing folders. Now, these don't have Korikumi as a character at all. There's nothing associating these dies and embossing folders with the character. Basically, you've got the hearts and you've got the apples as embossing folders. You've then got 23 dies that are leaves and are petals and flowers. Now, everyone will use those. 60% of the stock is gone. Look at the price. You get the lot. All 3 items, separately packaged, for £11.68 for freedom. If you're in the club, you don't pay your postage. It's included in your membership. £11.68 is all you pay. Otherwise, £12.98 plus your P&P. 198975. And the embellishments. What's your favourite embellishment, Lisa?
Oh, Dave, I've got 647 to choose from.
I know.
Do you know what I like? And if we've got time, I'm going to show you a very, very sneaky little quick demo, very quick. I love the frames. These frames are beautiful.
They are.
Really easy, and you don't have to use them with anything else, Santoro, Korikumi. You can put a little picture behind those, hang them as decorations on your tree. You can do all sorts of things with them.
I think my favourite thing is the Apple buttons.
Yes.
I think they're really
See,
cool.
now that's quite a close second, actually.
If I just pop a couple down there, you can see. Well, I know we used one in the demo a few minutes ago, but I'd be quite tempted to put them on a shirt. Have red and green buttons on a shirt, a plain white shirt.
So
jazz
cute,
them up a
aren't
little
they?
bit.
Yeah, they're really, really cute. And also, I do like the wooden embellishments as well.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Pom-poms, they're there too. And all these colours coordinate, obviously, with the paper pads and everything else as well. The bunting's a clever idea because you've actually got letters of the alphabet printed on them so you can spell people's names and so on. There's loads in there. You've then got your doilies, you've got your resin discs, you've got your hat pins in the shape of hearts. I think they're hat pins anyway.
Yes.
Then you've got your little floral...
They're really cute. They are really, really cute.
Little floral embellishments in an organiser tray. And these are wallets. These are little
yeah, I
wallets
was thinking gift cards and things. Great idea for Christmas as well, or birthdays.
So you've got, how many of those? 2, 4, 6, 8. There's about 8 or 10 of them, I think, actually. Yeah, there's 8 of them in total, actually. But they're really strong cards.
I was thinking, like, for my mum and dad, for Christmas, I was thinking of getting them a meal at like a Michelin restaurant or something, and you get, like, a little receipt for it that you... to pop it in just a little thing like that and pretty it up, a little button on the back of it. Lovely present. And don't forget, we've also got our decoupage down the end of the counter here as well. Now, these are how the papers come. Again, everything Santoro is superbly packaged. Open it up, and your papers, rather like, it's not tissue paper, but it's not far off it. And the idea is that you use it like you use rice paper. If you've seen some of the Leonie Luce shows, where she uses the rice paper and covers frames and covers trays and things like that. You can do the same thing with this. And you get beautiful colours, as you can see here. None of them have got the characters on. You've got, like, a cloudy sky. You've got your flowers on a red background. You've got flowers on yellow, hearts on purple. Beautiful, and they're lovely sizes as well, aren't they? Yeah, they are. They're a good size. So you're going to, and if you're getting 3 of these, you're going to cover quite a large area. Yeah. So you can use them on your larger projects as well. So they're lovely. What I'd say is, because of the colour of them, I'd prime, if you use an MDF, because it's a wood colour, I'd prime it white so you get that vibrancy of the colour of the papers that come through. OK, well, you get 4 packs, and there's 3 in each, there's 12 sheets, and your card decoupage is here. So that's like the traditional decoupage for upcycling. And then you get 4 designs, I think 2 sheets of each, yes you do, of your die-cut decoupage. There we go, with Korikumi herself. 660-606, that's another half-price deal. Not quite, actually. £8.99 it is. Saving yourself £6 if you're in the Freedom Club. You're back with me at 7. Yes, okay, you lucky fella. Absolutely. So we'll be back at 7 o'clock with more from Korikumi and more from Santoro. But you can order in between the shows if you want to stock up. Have a little look at Hochanda.com. It's final call for the one-day special coming up next, and a brand new one launches at 6. See you later. So it's Toner Text, yes, the foiling one-day special. Final call coming up with Michelle and Hayley. Then a brand new Crafter's Companion one-day special begins at 6 o'clock with the lovely Sheena. And then we're back at 7 with more from Santoro.
Hi everyone, I'm Gordon.
I'm Justin.
And
together we are Be Creative.
Justin and I formed our company just under 1 year ago to bring you new and exciting products under the Be Creative brand.
We have a fantastic relationship with Hochanda, and we love to share our ideas and creation with you, our viewers.
So why not come be creative with us
here at Hochanda?
Hi, I'm Ali from Ali Stitch Your Fingers. I've been sewing most of my life. I absolutely love sewing. I've been with the Hochanda now from the very beginning, really. That's when I started to go there. The Hochanda family are lovely people to work with, and I'm really enjoying my time with them. Designing is a big part of the journey for me as well. I love going out and finding the fabrics to use in the projects and bringing them to you. I love the designing process from start to finish, and then the finished project is just the icing on the cake. So make sure you don't miss out. Come and sew with me on Hochanda.
Hello there and welcome back to Hochanda. It's 5 o'clock in the evening, which can mean only one thing. It's your last opportunity for you to take advantage of our current one-day special. One-day special that has proved to be incredibly popular because, as you can see, by taking that fabulous write and rub foiling pen, letting that glue dry and then peeling back that foil, you can get some incredible results. Of course, it's not just about the foil though, because you are going to get glitters included with this particular one-day special as well. And of course, you've got fabulous downloads whereby you can teach yourself all sorts of wonderful ways of working with this incredible one-day special. But it's been popular. It has been so popular that approaching 70%, 80%. I was going to say, I thought we were at 70% last time. 80% of the stock. Oh my goodness. We have been busy for this one, but you are still loving it. Now, if you want to get hold of this amazing deal and save £51, you need to be doing it as quickly as you possibly can, because as you can see there, you've got a little less than 59 minutes to take advantage, and those are the kind of results you can get. Aren't they incredible? Not just with your paper and card, but with a whole host of different mediums as well. So we've got things like fabric that we're going to be talking about with our fabric glues, but of course the one-day special is a brilliant deal. And I'm going to bring Michelle in to talk around this because it is an incredible deal, and this is the lady behind it. I have to say, Michelle, thank you so much.
It's been a fantastic day. It's been amazing, and it's just lovely to be able to show such a wide audience how all of the foils and the pens work.
Now let's talk around what we're actually getting with our one-day special, just in case anybody's not seen it.
Okay, we've got an amazing kit. Normally, if you buy this kit online, you get 16 assorted sheets of foil.
And this is brilliant because although it's packaged like so, we'll give you a little bit of an insight in how it comes to you, because it's very clever what Michelle has thought about. But the contents, we've got, of course, the all-important pen.
The write and rub foiling pen, not just the pen, it comes with the stand, and the stand is the key to good results. The pen alone is not enough. If you want results like we're going to show you, you need to always be using the stand. That ensures it's economical as well as good results.
Okay.
We've got 9 of the polywash glitters. They're amazing. Very, very bright colours. You basically got the full palette of colours.
Lovely.
And you can blend them together. We have got in here black card to get started with. We've got a voucher to download the 2-hour DVD. That's a week of filming edited into 2 hours. We've also got
foils.
Bonus foils. Yes, it's normally 16 sheets. It's 84 sheets.
Wow,
so it's just tons and tons.
Foil.
And foil goes a really long way.
They certainly do. You've got all sorts in there. You've got your bold colours there. You can see you've got your pinks, your purples. You've got some fabulous ombre effects, some gorgeous kind of spiral firework effects, as you can see there, and the sparkle in there. You've got your gold, your holographic in there as well, and a little really does go a long way. In fact, this is what you're getting, or part of it, because obviously you've got your glitters, 9 glitters that we spoke of, stackable as you saw from the packaging. Then of course you've got your card to get started straight away, your fabulous writing rubber pen. You've also got your download. Now the download is for your DVD tutorial, basically.
That's right. It's in 3 parts. Yes. The first part's card making and scrapbooking. The second part is fashion, fabric, textiles, and then the last part is using our foils with a laser printer. It'll hold your hand through that technique. And also, when you download the DVD, if you're giving this as a present for somebody who's not good with a computer and doesn't know what download means, do it for them, because you can get the artwork. So if you've got like an old DVD box, just print the cover and slip it inside.
Brilliant idea. Now, Michelle's even thought about the way that this is going to arrive to you, because one of the things that you find most frustrating is when you're waiting and waiting for a parcel, and you say running in the bath or in the back garden or something, the doorbell goes and you don't hear it.
And the worst part is after you've queued up at the sorting office with your card, like this small item that you bought is in a big box, so they couldn't post it through the letterbox. So what we've done is we've put this tube inside flak. These are, whoops, it's got the label on it. These are pre-creased, and you just literally pop them in, and we've even got a video on our site to show you how to do it, but it takes no more than 15 seconds to do. But it's flat. It just means it's going to travel well, and you don't have to stay in for it.
That's such a thoughtful thing to go up with, because whether you're using it for yourself or maybe you're buying it as a gift, that means that you can still give it as a gift. Then it's what you do with it. We saw Michelle working there with those fabulous foils, but there's so much in here. This is beautiful. This is using those glitters.
Yes, it's fantastic. And don't worry about handwriting. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's dead easy. There's lots of ways you can use your computer for the designs. You can use stamps. You can do freehand.
And of course, oops, David, little labels popped off there. But you're famous for your peacock feathers.
I know. I love doing peacock feathers. They've got loads of artistic license. They look amazing with our glitters. They're just the right texture, because it just gives that, I don't know, that rough edge onto it there.
And you can download the template for this.
Yeah, you get 4 to an A4 sheet.
Brilliant.
So you just put some card into your printer, print it, trace over, and it's a really good place to start off. For example, if you look at the boots and the clothing, and like what I'm wearing, before you go straight onto your T-shirts, make a couple of cards first of all to get your confidence, because it's more about confidence than anything else.
I love it. Through the course of the day, Michelle's been showing us so many different techniques, using things like your rubber stamps to lay down an image that you can trace over, using your printer to get some incredible fonts for you to actually cover, and of course you can just go kind of freehand as well if you're wanting to get those fabulous ombre effects. Of course, we've been talking about using those foils and glitters in a different way, maybe in your mixed media projects, and then of course for those situations where you can't actually put things through printers. But look at this, I like this idea.
That's just nice, a little gift tag, and we're going to show afterwards how to do gift bags, items that you can't put through the printer.
Do you like that idea? Of course, peacocks, again, once you know how to create those fabulous feathers, you can be creating them in a whole host of different sizes. And then, of course, we've been showing you lots and lots of fabulous cards here, but of course, it's not just about your cards, because it's about all sorts of different effects. Pop it onto glass.
Absolutely. This is what I always do.
Shall I help you?
Yeah, for the Christmas table. Just put everybody's name on. Just print on copy paper, stick it behind, trace over, and then it's just evenly spaced out, and it's fantastic for Christmas parties as well. If you want people to hold on to their glass for the evening.
That's a good idea.
Yes, exactly. It cuts down on how many glasses you go through.
Definitely a good idea. Like that one. Another one that I have been blown away with, and I think this is such a clever idea, Christmas baubles. Taking Christmas baubles, maybe from bygone years, and giving them a different look.
Oh gosh, absolutely. Absolutely. And anybody can do it. Any abilities. It's ages 6 to 106. Literally, if you can use the pen, you can use this.
Absolutely amazing. Now, lots and lots of you have been going for your fabulous one-day special, and who can blame you? You've got a £51 saving, so it's no wonder that you've been ordering this in your droves. It's a brilliant bundle, I have to say. It's not often we're able to say to you that we've got a £51 saving, is it? But we have been able to, but only for the next 52.5 minutes. At 312044, that's the all-important item number for you to get hold of yours, and it really is a bumper bundle. Everything that you need to be working on your non-porous surface surfaces, things like your tiles. You've got things like glass, mirrors, lots of different ways you can work with, and of course on your paper and card as well. £29.96. But of course we touched on working on fabrics. Now Michelle, you've put together another bundle for us featuring the fabric glue. That means that we can do all those techniques but on fabric.
Absolutely, because the pen will work onto everything except fabric. This is the same product that we use inside our pens, thickened up. It dries sticky, like you saw me in the intro, showing you how it worked. This works the same way, but it like bites into the fabric. If you tuned in yesterday, what I'm wearing now, I made on yesterday's. We had 2 shows last night, so we did this one, and you can do things like trainers, boots.
I love it. I mean, this boot, again, taking that peacock feather and using it in a different guise. And you were talking about they can use things like paint brushes and spatulas.
Yeah, so you don't have to use it straight from the bottle. There's lots of ways people use it through the squidges with the screen printing. There's lots and lots of different ways to use this adhesive. There's no limits. There's absolutely no limits with it.
Now, I've got my eye on this one for the Christmas party. This looks amazing. Look at this. Make it a fabulous scarf.
I know.
This is beautiful.
And that was just plain, and you can see how lovely it is.
Absolutely gorgeous. So you've got kind of like a velvet fabric here, made into just a little tube, turned it into a scarf, but by adding in that sparkle, really has made the difference. Quite a tricky fabric to work with and to actually get an adhesive that's going to sit on the surface. But of course, so is felt, and you can see here again the felt
great for doing Christmas stockings, when you're putting the stockings out to put somebody's name on, because you wouldn't be able to do that with a pen, and it just makes the stockings look so lovely.
I love the little pumps as well.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Idea.
This is the perfect gift if you've got a daughter, granddaughter who likes decorating their clothes, you know, the sort who's tearing their jeans, ripping them, doing all individual designs. They will absolutely love this kit. If they're doing textiles at school, they love it. It's the perfect kit for that.
Now, if you're organising maybe a fun run for the new year, maybe you've got a hen party, or you fancy making a whole host of maybe dance costumes we were talking about.
Oh yes, dance, fantastic for dance costumes.
Again, glitter and the foiling.
And it stretches. This fabric stretches. It's amazing.
I love it, love it, love it, love it. And of course the peacock again. Oh no, is that the butterflies this time?
That's the butterflies.
Oh, the peacock was over by the
I'm going to grab this one because I love this one here.
And this is using up those tiny scraps, but look at this, using it with mixed media as well. So many different ways. Absolutely.
That's just
brilliant.
the plain canvas. It was
like
some mesh stretched over a frame, and it just looks fantastic. It's lovely.
There you go. 014735 £27.97 being your price. Now, if you want to get hold of your one-day special and perhaps just the fabric glue on its own, then we have thought of that, and we have got a twin pack which I'll share the details of with you. So here we go. If you're wanting to get hold of these, here you go, 2 of them for £13.99. 475750 being your item number. So it's definitely worth adding those in. Very, very popular though. Over 70%, and we had a big stock of that one. Freedom members, you've got a discounted price there as well. I'm sure you spotted £12.59. Now, of course, the pens, as you start working with your one-day special, you will need to replace these as time goes on. Approaching 3/4 of the stock has gone of this bundle. Brilliant value for money because it works out at a little less than £2 a pen, whereas you'd normally be paying £6.99. Now, 846019 is the item number for those, but you might want to just go for 4 of them, just to pad out your one-day special a little bit further for £9.99. 324499. Really is a brilliant bundle of all the different little bits and pieces. Of course, all working well with your one-day special, which many of you have been going for throughout the course of the day, and we remain busy with that as well. So, of course, we're headed over to the demonstration area now to see what else we can do. Now, of course, we saw you earlier on, and this was blue.
Exactly. When you write with a pen, I'm just going to do a little scribble underneath. It writes blue. Now, before you do the colouring, you let it dry. It takes a few minutes. And you can watch it go from blue to transparent. What's inside the Write and Rub pen, it's what they use when they manufacture post-it notes. So when it's dry, it's sticky. It's not a strong adhesive. It's not something you'd use to stick embellishments on, because they will go on with it, but they'll come off. It's not strong enough. It was developed to work with our foils. We've been doing these foils for the last 30 years. They were developed for the textile industry. You know, when you see the foil prints on the T-shirts, on the swimwear, this is what it is. The colour's on the other side. It's basically a clear film, and if I turn it over and scratch the corner, you can literally scratch the powder off of the back. To get that onto the design, we put it on top like so.
Okay.
Colour side up. Always colour side up. That's the only thing you can do wrong, and even if you do it wrong, the other way you just turn it over because nothing happens. So we just rub with our finger. You don't need any tools. You don't need a machine. You don't need a heat gun. Nothing. And then when you peel it back, that sticks to it.
Oh my goodness,
like
look at that.
So.
That's
Can
amazing.
you see? It's literally that easy. And Hayley, if you touch it,
there's no stick at all.
but
it's raised.
It's like embossing.
Yeah.
It's raised. And that's what's lovely. That's why it catches the light so much. If you want to do it with our glitters, can you see, by the way, how quick?
Drying?
Yes, drying very quickly. And we were moaning before that it's cold
it's warmed
in
up
here.
a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so the glitters are very powdery. Now, you've got to forget all of those techniques that you see of pouring glitter onto wet glue and sort of trying to get it back into the pot. We use very little glitter, and this is our tool, our fingers, and we literally just take a little bit on our finger like so.
Okay.
Less is more. And we just rub it on. And it's literally just sticking like so. If it's not enough, we do it again. And that's when I like blending the colours. Did you see how they're packed?
I think it's brilliant. I mean, have a look at this. All of those colours in that fabulous roll all come together. A little towel, you're not going to lose any of those, are you, when they're all interlocked? Got them all close together. And a little really does go a long way with these. So it's
What I'm
definitely
doing
worth getting the one-day special.
is I'm overlapping it. It's a bit like doing eyeshadow.
Okay.
And I'm literally, so that the colours melt into each other. Like so. Can you see?
I can see that. Should we turn that round and show the other camera as well? Because this is beautiful. Of course, when it's featured on a card, this is the kind of result that you might get. And of course, you've got a little bit of glitter around here, but
You just literally just run your hands over it because that bit was wet. I didn't want to. If you just do that, look, all of it comes off.
Isn't that brilliant?
It just sticks to your skin and it just washes off.
I love it. I love the way you've got that scribble detail as well. That's the feature. I really do like that scribble effect.
Now, we don't throw anything away. The fun is when we've got all of our leftovers. I don't know if you caught that in the beginning. What I'm going to do, that was from the earlier demonstration, whereby we've got the dry here. And we've got so many pieces.
Now, just to bring you up to speed, this little butterfly here, it was from a stamp. So earlier on, Michelle took a stamp, just literally stamped it onto the cardstock, just so you've got almost like a little watermark effect.
I'm going to just do it on here
drew
so you
around
can see.
it. And then, there we go. So, whoops-a-daisy, come back.
Very complicated.
There we go. So, I don't know if you can see now, we've got that almost like a watermark there. So, what Michelle did, she stamped up the butterfly. She traced around the edge with her pen. And you can see there, she's actually added in a little bit more detail to thicken up those wings. But it's entirely up to you. So, that's now dried. So, it's ready for foiling.
Exactly. So, that's one that we used earlier. So, we've got all of these broken effects, like so. And can you see how?
I love this.
That sticks to it, but we've still got sticky bits. So we're going to take another colour of leftover. We're going to pop that one on top. And we're going to keep at it until it's all filled in. Just need to make sure that the top part is solid so that it catches any little gaps. And that's literally...
I love that.
Easy.
The effect that you've got. I mean, the amount of different colours that you've got featuring there, literally covering every last area. Look at that. That is beautiful. It's almost like a paint-splattered foiled
butterfly. That's right. Where's the one that I just did?
The
that
last...
one is there? No, here. That was the one from the last show. Do you remember the last show when we were doing exactly the same design? And I've literally...
popped it onto a card?
Remounted it. Exactly the same. That was the demonstration piece there. I just added a few little dots into the background.
Little butterfly trails.
Exactly.
I like that
exactly.
idea. That is beautiful.
That's literally just with the little scraps that I'm playing around with.
Now you can see why it's been so popular. Now you understand why whenever Michelle comes, we always struggle to keep the kits in stock because they are so popular because of the things that you can do with it. Now, of course, if you want to get hold of your one-day special, you still have time. You still have a little over 40 minutes to take advantage of it. But, of course, you're up against the stock levels. Now, if you wanted to get hold of yours, I would suggest you jump onto the website straight away because the phone line designs are going to get busy. They continue to be busy. They were busy last time Michelle was here as well. So, yes, definitely make sure you add in your one-day special. Also, make sure that you do consider adding in additional pens, maybe adding in that fabric glue as well, because it really does maximise the versatility of your one-day special. It's going to come with a pen, which is brilliant to get started. But, of course, you may be crafting with other people. Maybe you've got younger members of the family. Maybe you've got teenagers that want to get involved using that fabric adhesive that we've been chatting about. So that way, getting an extra pen involved might be a good idea. Now, what are you getting within your one-day special? You're getting loads. And you're getting a saving of £51, but only if you place your order in the next 42 minutes. So it all comes to you. Now, you can see here we've got the fabulous packaging. This isn't actually how it comes to you, because it comes to you with all the contents in a polythene bag ready for you to pop into that fabulous display sleeve, because Michelle has thought about the fact that you're going to have it in a box if it's kept like this. So by keeping it in a polythene bag, by keeping your sleeve separate, and by keeping those card inserts separate, it means that it can all come to you quite easily to fit through your letterbox. But then that's when the magic starts. That's when you start playing with those fabulous foils. They are 10 centimetres by 10 centimetres in square, and you have got some incredible finishes. Love this one that you've got here. Look at that, it's almost like a firework explosion. You've got ombre effects, you've got solid colours, you've got glittery effects, holographic effects with these as well, but you've got 84 sheets. Wow, that's incredible. Got turquoise featured in there as well. There's lots and lots of different colours. And, of course, you have got your all-important pen. Now, the pen is brilliant. It comes to you in a little pack. And you've got a little box that you can store it in if you wanted to. But what Michelle does is she keeps, obviously you need to keep this packaging here because it's a stand, it's not the packaging. Keep it standing like so. But what Michelle has done is she's left her pens, even overnight, in that upright position. They are primed and ready to go. And she offers a guarantee with regards to her pens of 2 years. That is amazing to have that sort of confidence in a pen that you would give a 2-year guarantee. And Michelle has been trading with these for 30 years. So she knows her stuff when it comes to it. But what a brilliant way. Don't forget you can get your bumper pack of pens at the bottom of the screen, another 10 of those if you so choose. You've also got that download code, and the download code is going to enable you to go to Michelle's website. Go to the website and you can actually download 2 hours of tutorials from the first time you pick up that pen and you get it primed ready for action, right the way through to transferring the skills over to working with a laser printer. You can take as little or as much from that. You might think, oh, I haven't got a laser printer. That's okay, don't worry about it. Perhaps the fabric section will be of interest to you instead. But as time goes on, you will learn to hone all of those fabulous skills and get some incredible results. Now, of course, the finished samples just speak volumes with regards to what you can do with this one-day special. And what we've done is we've put together a fabulous little video for you, perhaps giving you a little insight of some of the other ways that you can work with these. Those little fairies in that card there. Fabulous little silhouettes. Now, of course, if you were watching at 1 o'clock, you will have seen that Michelle was working on a T-shirt, and we were starting to build, I say we, I was just watching, building these fabulous unicorn. Can you talk about how we got to this stage for anybody that didn't manage to tune in at 1?
We're going to do the tail now as well.
Okay.
But I'm going to show you. Basically, I found a license-free design of a unicorn, which I've just printed out.
Lovely.
And pop this underneath and trace over it.
Now, you've got a piece of cardboard in there as well, just to make it sturdy.
You need to make sure as well, when you do your cardboard, and it's all in the instructions, put a piece of plastic or something waterproof over it, because you don't want it to stick to the cardboard.
That's a good point,
because otherwise it will tear it. So, with this adhesive, it's like I was saying before, it's similar to what's inside the pen. It's thickened up.
Now, this is the fabric adhesive this time. We've got the details at the bottom screen. Of course, you have got your fabric set if you'd rather go with it with the foils and glitters. But if you want the fabric glue on its own, bottom of the screen. Sorry, Michelle.
No, that's fine. So you use this and you literally just squeeze it out from the tube. You do your design. Now, if you're going to foil it, you let it dry overnight. I actually did this one yesterday.
Okay.
It takes a few hours to dry. And when it's dry again, it's sticky. It's called pressure sensitive adhesive. It needs the pressure. These are the same Tonatex foils. That goes on top, and you just rub firmly over your design, like so, and you will see when I peel it back that
look at this
sticks to it.
This is
like
so clever.
I mean, it's literally that easy. You miss a bit out, you go over it again. Again, you keep all the little bits because you can make lovely designs. There's a t-shirt at the back with butterflies on it, and that one, I've done lots of different techniques in it. I've deliberately masked. You can use things like, see here, I've got sequin waist, and you press it through pieces of lace. You can create fantastic effects. It's all in the DVD, so there we go. You can see there's all little lace imprints inside there. That was the sequin waist. I had some sequin waist which was like stars.
I can see that there. That's really effective.
So you have great fun with it. And if you run craft groups, you can have so many different materials to play with and to create new effects.
Now, just as Michelle's applying that gold foil, I have to show you this, something that she was working on earlier. The peacock feather that we spoke of being as part of that download that you can go to her website. This is a stocking that she was working on. It was 9 o'clock this morning you were working on this.
Is it 9 o'clock?
It was. It's a long time ago now, isn't it? And what Michelle has actually done is she's actually printed onto acetate. I think you'll be able to see just inside there. The acetate. Obviously, you can see that through the stocking, but look at this, where you've got the stretch, because it's dried now, you can really stretch. Acetate, so as if it does actually adhere to the acetate, you can pull it away. So just
it tears away. Do you remember I said this morning I forgot to put some talc inside? I normally put a little bit of talcum powder inside, so it just makes it easier to release afterwards.
Now, I don't know if you've been shopping for fancy tights and stockings, but if you've got these design ones, these are very much in fashion, but they're very expensive to get hold of. So you could be creating. I'm actually going to bring that piece of out now because we can really see how that stretches when you see it, and it doesn't detect from the defect, should I say, from the actual stocking itself and the wearability. Look at that.
That's right. It bounces back into shape.
Really clever.
We get a lot of people who do ice skating costumes who use this.
That's a good point.
It's fantastic. I mean, for any costumes, all the theatrical departments use this. It's amazing. Now, if you're going to do it with glitter, you do it while it's wet.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is, I'll show you my little techniques.
Beautiful.
We're going to now do the tail.
Ooh.
Again, I'm not tracing over. I'm just doing
little wiggles.
This freehand, like so.
Nice.
When we do the glitter, because we're going to wash this, we want to do it so that it really bites in. So we do it while it's wet, and let's just put that to one side. Look for my high-tech tool.
This one, very rare, very tricky to get hold of these.
So what I actually do is I cut the straw into a point at the end, and we're using our pinks and purples, and I'm literally just taking a little bit of the glitter, and what I'm doing is I'm just tapping it along like so. So it's really biting into it while it's wet. I'm going to put a little bit of purple in a moment. I'm not using a lot. This really goes a very, very long way. And that's what I did before on the mane at the earlier show.
So effective. I love the idea of using that pen because you can, the straw, because you can really get in to where you want it to go.
It's a nice feel when you're doing it. It's not like, you know, normally when you're just pouring it straight from the pots, you don't get this same feeling. It's like you're holding a brush, really. That's the feeling you get from it.
And as you can see earlier on, the mane and obviously the horn of the unicorn, these were covered with glitter in a similar way to the area that we're looking at, because you need to wait for it to dry before you take away that extra glitter.
And what I always do is I always do a little bit on the side so that I can see when the glitter's dry, because obviously when it's covered, I can't see if it's dry or not. So on a little piece of card or something like that? Absolutely. In fact, it gives you, because that was the piece that I was using before. Yes. And that's the part I did now.
So, of course, you can judge it by that.
Yeah, these were, that was like last night, and we've done different effects.
So these are kind of working through the day.
Yes.
So that's obviously freshly applied, so you've got that white creamy texture to it. But, of course, these ones over here, you can see where you have got that kind of tackiness
to them. Yes, exactly.
So, of course, these are all ready now for foiling and having loads of fun with.
And if you're running a craft club and you can't finish it, and when it's dry, if you're not going to get to it for another week or whatever, just put some plastic over it. That's how I bring these over. That's what I was saying. I just use plastic bags and I just cover over. And I also use them for masking. So if there's an area where I don't want to cover it, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Brilliant, isn't it? Now, of course, that is all using that fabulous fabric adhesive. Now, we've got a couple of ways you can get hold of this. One Day Special continues to be on your screen. So, of course, that's where you're going to get the foil and the glitters. But if you want to get hold of the glues, a twin pack, the details are at the bottom of your screen. 475750, £13.99. You'll find these on the website, along with the top-up packs of those pens as well. We'll let Michelle get herself ready for her next demonstration. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap, perhaps to show you what you're getting within that fabulous fabric pack. But have a look at the reviews that we've got online. Michelle has been working with Tonatex for 30 years and it's exactly the same product. This is the beauty of it. I remember investing in this many, many years ago when I was at one of the craft shows, the NEC I think it was, and it's lovely to see that it hasn't needed to change, because it's so brilliant, and that is the quality that you're going to get, and I love to see that within a company. Now, of course, your bundle is going to come to you, again, similar concept to the One Day Special, where you've got the contents will come in a polythene bag to you, but then, of course, you can decant them into that plastic sleeve if you're wanting to. You're going to get your 9 glitters in there as well, so you can see the tower of glitters here, 9 different beautiful colours that will work independently, or you can use them together to get that fabulous ombre effect. Of course, you've got your 100ml of your fabric glue as well. Love the fact that you don't actually have to apply any heat to this as well, so that's something worth considering. If you're working with children perhaps and you don't want to have to get an iron out, then you could use it with these. Now, the beauty is you're getting a hairband to get started with this, so perhaps you're going to be buying this, maybe you've got a teenager that loves to kind of decorate and give a designer touch to their own clothes, then this is a way that they can actually do that. Think about festivals coming up in the summer, maybe decorating your own t-shirts, maybe decorating things like your boots. So many different ways you can be working with this. Now, with regards to actually washing what you've made, you can wash it. You just need to leave it well, it's 7 days, try it again. Dries overnight, the glue. You can wear it as soon as it's dried and you've applied your glitter or your foil. But you need to allow a week for it to cure, and then you can wash it. So don't throw it in the washing machine. Hand wash ideally as well, especially if you're using those glitters. Maybe turn it inside out just to protect that design. But what a brilliant way of using it. Things like you've got some suede boots here. You've got your canvas trainers here as well. You've got velvet with regards to a fabulous scarf, I have to say. This has got such a luxurious feel to it. Absolutely beautiful. You could perhaps revamp things that you've already got. Think about things like fabric handbags, and you want to give it a new lease of life, then what a brilliant way. And then personalisation. Everybody loves to receive something that's personalised. And you can see here using felt, which has got a real thick pile to it. It's a really tricky one to work with, but it's no problem for that fabulous fabric adhesive. 014735 is your item number for your pack. But of course, don't forget, if you don't want to go for that and you want to go for your One Day Special, add in those fabric adhesives, a twin pack, and you'll be able to get all those incredible results that we just saw Michelle working with. But the One Day Special, half an hour. That's all you've got left to take advantage of it. Not even half an hour, 29.5 minutes. Yeah. To be precise. It's a brilliant deal, it really is. But over 80% of the stock has gone. Really is a brilliant deal. £51 saving. That is your saving. £29.96. That's what you will get hold of this bundle, as well as the download available for the DVD, but only for the next 29 minutes. It's going to go up in price by £51 now. I don't know about you, but I could certainly find something else to spend that £51 on, rather than having to pay £80.96 for the price that we're looking at here. You're getting loads and loads of fabulous elements that you're going to be able to craft with. Foils, you're going to get those foils, 84 of these. These are 10 by 10 square, really good size. So you're going to be able to use all of that as surface area. This one's lovely. It's got like that oil on water effect. I love it. I do love that effect. And as you saw Michelle working the tiniest pieces, don't throw any of these scraps away, because you can keep dabbing those over those adhesives to make sure you're using every last bit. Of course, you're going to get your pen, the main core of the actual One Day Special, and this is kind of where the magic begins. It's your write and rub foiling pen, and it's not like any other adhesive pens that you've come across before, because it's specially formulated to adhere to those foils and those glitters. Comes with a little box, so of course you've got that in your packaging. Don't throw the plastic disc away. away, because in there you have got your little hole there where you can store your pen, and it will store upright, which is the perfect setting for you to do so, and you can come back and use it over and over again. And don't forget, when you read the small print on your pen, if you can read it, it will tell you there's a 2-year warranty, 2-year guarantee on every single one of these pens. And that's because of the confidence that Michelle has within these pens, and the fact that you are going to be able to use them over and over again, even if you leave the lids off. I'm sure she'll tell us more about that in a moment. But you're running out of time. If you want to get hold of yours, maybe you've been pondering and thinking about it since launch at 6 o'clock last night. Well, you haven't got time to think about it now. Not only we're up against the clock with regards getting hold of it at the price that we've been talking about, we're over 80% of the stock. We're down to our last 20% of the whole day's stock. It's going to be vulnerable in the next half an hour. Whether you'll get it or not, I wouldn't like to say for definite. What I would say is if you're ordering now, you will get hold of it. 312044 and £29.96. Lots of you are going for the one-day special alongside the fabric glues. So if you want to get hold of your fabric glues too, 475 750 £13.99. A brilliant value for money bundle, I have to say. Little does go a long way with those. Now, something else you might want to add into your basket. You found these pens too as well. A set of 4 pens, £9.99. Maybe adding these 4 in with your one-day special is sufficient. Maybe that will keep you going for a good while. But if you do work with craft group, or maybe you've got lots of children involved, then maybe go for this set here. Works out a little less than £2 a pen at 846019. And incidentally, you'd normally be paying £6.99 for each one of those pens. So it really is good value for money. Take advantage of these savings while you've got the opportunity. Now, of course, there's lots of different ways, lots of different hints and tips and techniques and troubleshooting you give us via your website and that download.
But one thing that's really important, especially if you're thinking, you know, I want to use it with my craft group, and there's all those extra pens and they're an amazing price, but there's no stands with them.
That's a good point.
Because when you're buying a pen for £6.99, it's coming with a stand.
Okay.
But you can make your own. They don't look as nice. But if you've got a craft group, or if you've got your children, grandchildren over for Christmas and you're going to be doing this, just get cotton rails like this, put a little bit of blue tack underneath so it doesn't wobble around, and just use that as a pen stand, because it holds it, it suspends it, and it keeps it upright. Because if you just say, oh, well, let's put them in a jam jar, what will happen is you'll come back and it will have all bled out the bottom.
Well, that's because the base of the pen is making contact with the bottom of the jar, isn't it? You need to have it elevated.
Totally. So it's suspended, but it's suspended in the right position.
Okay.
Not only that, the pen's got a pump inside it. Okay. And you can make it thicker or thinner. So you might want something very fine because you're doing calligraphy.
Oh, yes.
We get lots of calligraphers who use this. Let me show you how to get the best results from the pen. Okay, in fact, that's my spare one here. This one, which I'm demonstrating with, is what I call the perfect flow. Okay, it's always going to write really nicely, it's going to dry quickly, and it's also an economic flow. When I do that demonstration with the WOW, I get about 60 of those.
That's a lot of WOWs.
It is. I can measure it, because when I'm doing like an exhibition and I'm always doing the same demonstration, I can see at the end of the day how many I've done, so I know how far it goes. Now, if I wanted to make it thicker, what I do is, there's a pump inside here, and it's activated by the lid. Right. And just taking the lid on and off increases the flow. You sort of hear this poppy sound like that. And there'll be a few air bubbles. Can you see when you do that? And then it comes out thicker. And every time you take the lid on and off, it comes out thicker. Now, it's not going to go as far.
Okay.
And it's going to take longer to dry. So you can get very impatient doing it this way, which is why once I've got it on the first one, which I said is the perfect flow, I just put the lid on and I put it in my stand. Now, if I want to take that back to where we were, what we do is we turn the pen upside down. There's a little dimple on the lid, and just get a tissue. You will see when I press this on it, you are going to get...
We get a few little... Oh, look, there's little bubbles that appeared.
The little bubbles that come out. Okay, it won't bleed out more than that. Just wipe that clean, like so. And then now, when you write with it, can you see?
Oh, look at that, you're back to fine detail again.
It's too fine for me.
Okay.
It's too fine. It's not going to give any dimension. You might want it like that because that's what your project is. And in fact, when I write on glass,
yes,
I like it like that. I don't want it, especially when it's round, I don't want any drip.
And I suppose if
in
you're
it.
doing things like maybe signing Christmas cards or something like that, you might want it finer so you kind of don't lose the dimension of some of those letters.
I'd still go back to
would
that
you?
one.
Okay.
I'd still go back. So basically, and you want to do this as well when your pen's new.
Okay.
When you open it up, you want to do this activation process. So I'm going to do that twice. Okay, that's like my perfect flow. So I've done 2 clicks from it being...
Oh, there you go. You can see now, much thicker.
Okay.
Look how quickly it's dried.
I know. So you can see the difference. When I'm increasing the flow, it's taking longer to dry. And you want, if you're working with kids as well, because the children go crazy for this, they go absolutely mad for this. You want to make sure that it dries quickly. You don't want them saying, oh, it's not dry yet, or putting the foil on while it's still wet. So break the habit of saying, put the lid back on, put the lid back on, because that's what you're doing when you're working with felt pens.
Yes.
You're always saying, put the lid back on. With this, it's the opposite. That's why we can confidently print on every single pen that 2-year guarantee against drying up, because we know that it's not going to dry up.
Brilliant, isn't it brilliant? Now, 85% of the stock has gone. Whoa. Wow, we are so busy for this. Now, of course, there's no stipulation that you only can go for one of the one-day specials, so maybe you're thinking about Christmas gifts for crafters, then you can go for more than one of those if you so choose. But 312044, 21.5 minutes, that's all you've got left to take advantage of these. £29.96 is your one-day special, with that saving of £51. It's going to go up in price. It's going to go up to £80.96. That is quite a hike. Please do not miss out on this. Now, we're going to give you some more inspiration. Why not take the opportunity to place your order for your one-day special while we look at some samples? Lovely examples of how you can work with it. What are you up to now, Michelle?
Well, people always think I've got fantastic handwriting.
Are you going to break the spell now?
Yeah, sadly. I'm going to tell you the truth. Is that I've actually pre-printed this.
Oh,
and I'm
I
literally
see.
just printing whatever I want on the computer.
Clever idea.
When I'm doing people's names, it's really, really easy. I'll cut that out afterwards. I'll sort of do a bit of matting and layering and putting it onto the card.
Okay.
I always do these in advance. Like when I've sort of got some spare time, I'll put everybody's name in the close family so that they're always ready. But what's also a fantastic trick, so we're just going to let that one dry, is if, for example, you're working on something that's not going to go through the printer, it's all very well me showing a piece of card, you put it in the printer, but if you've got a gift bag or something else, literally just print onto copy paper, like I've done on this bag. I love showing this one because it's just so perfect and so easy to show. There should be a little bit of, there we go. Okay, so you just print whatever your message is on copy paper.
Nice idea. Using any font on your computer.
Any font. You can play around. I always print a few on a sheet just to see what looks the nice. Yeah. And then I just pop it on top. I will trace it with a biro. You can see I've done that here. So that creates a little emboss.
Oh, yes, I can see that underneath.
Can you see? Can you see that?
Yes.
And then when you trace it with a pen, it's just so easy. You
Clever
can feel
idea.
the groove. It's a really good idea if you're working with kids and they've only just started learning to write.
Yes.
And you sort of think, oh, they might make a bit of a mess. It might not be that even. If you print it and let them trace it, make that little emboss there, then go over it with a pen. It's amazing.
Can I ask how you achieved what we've got here on the glasses?
Wow, that takes hours and hours.
You're teasing, I can tell.
That's what you tell all your guests. If you do this for Christmas Day and you do this for your table, I mean, without fail, everybody will be so impressed when they see a glass with their neck. We've got a little bit of holly on that one.
I love
that.
And
basically, here's one that I've got. It's not the same name there. That's the one
okay.
When I did Corin.
Oh, I see. So you're printing again like we saw a few moments ago.
You're literally printing. You pop that behind.
A little bit of tape.
Bit of tape to hold it in place.
Okay.
Trace it with a pen.
Yeah.
Now, when I do this, I have the pen on a fine flow. When I work onto glass, although it takes a couple of minutes to dry, I leave it longer.
Okay, just to be on the safe
just
side.
because otherwise, if you do it too quickly, what happens is, as you peel the foil back, it will stick to the foil instead of onto the glass.
That makes sense, yes.
Plus, they're not dishwasher proof.
Okay.
Okay, so this is purely decorative. It's to impress your friends, and it does take hours, as we tell them.
Definitely.
But if you put them in the dishwasher or soak them in very hot water and use a Brillo pad, it will come off.
I like that idea. Very, very clever. Of course, you could do that with the foils. You could do that with the glitters as well if you wanted to.
Either. Whichever way, it's really impressive.
And we've got a bottle that we worked on at 1 o'clock, the red bottle. So if you want to see actually in action how that was achieved, then at 1 o'clock you will have seen this fabulous demonstration. You can see there, you've got your celebrate there, let's celebrate. You've also got your happy Christmas there, and of course from Michelle there, lots of personalisation. I like this idea as well.
Yes, this one we did last night. Fantastic for wedding decorations, for centerpieces.
Beautiful.
And they light up, and I've just realised that I have left inside where I printed out the paper, and you're holding it. You take that out, of course. It doesn't look great, the little sticky bit.
Oh, not to worry.
But
you're forgiven.
Again, it gives you perfect handwriting.
Love
You
it.
can see it, and it looks fantastic, and these light up, so they're amazing.
Now, I'm going to let you get ready for another demonstration. I will be back with you in a few moments. Just need to do a quick recap, and we're just waiting for that little happy birthday to dry, but we might come back and have a look at that in a moment. Now, you will need some extra foils, won't you? Because when you start working with this, you are going to be creating some masterpieces, I have to say, over and over again. Now, if you fancy getting hold of an additional 40 sheets, then we can help you with that as well. 10 by 10 squares, again, a fabulous array here. Look at some of those colours that you've got there. 40 assorted sheets there for £24.99. Definitely worth adding those into your basket. Maybe you want to add in some of those extra pens, because as you saw, once you start working with this, you are going to be putting foiling and glittering on everything that you possibly can. So a pack of 10 additional pens, £19.99. 846019. Perfect if you're working with lots of other crafters at the same time. So maybe you are going to be running a little bit of a craft group. Maybe you're going to be working with your fabrics as well. This is a lovely way of getting those glitters and foils adhered to your fabrics. You've got to have the right formulation of glue, and of course that is what Michelle has done for us. She's put together these fabulous pressure sensitive bottles of glue. You can see there, Freedom members, £12.59 for both of those. They're huge pots. 475750 if you wanted to get hold of those. Now, perhaps you fancy getting hold of the fabric pack, maybe as a gift for somebody. I'm thinking my daughter's 16 and a half, 17 in January. Oh my goodness, that sounds scary. And this would be perfect for her. She loves creating things, but what she loves to do is create things that nobody else has got. She loves kind of getting effects on jeans and T-shirts and kind of giving everything a little bit of her own designer touch. Well, this is a perfect pack for you to do it. Now, within your pack, you are going to get your fabulous glitters. You're also going to get that fabric glue. You're also going to get a little project to get started on, a little hairband. And don't forget, when we were looking at the stocking earlier, that stretchy fabrics are not an issue for this adhesive. And as Michelle said as well, dance wear, skating wear, perfect if you're wanting to work with these. And lots of dance schools do invest in this glue to get the results that they want on their costumes. Then, of course, the foils. You need to have the foils as well, don't you? You've got 18 assorted in here as well, 15 of the turquoise as well. So really is a bumper pack for you to get started with. 014735. But of course, all of those techniques that we saw, the fabulous peacock feather that you can actually download this from Michelle's website. Just go onto her website and you'll be able to get these kind of results. How snazzy are those? Absolutely beautiful. And once you've learned how to create these, you're going to be putting them on all sorts, aren't you? Love it. Absolutely beautiful. And we were also chatting to Michelle earlier on. She was saying there's lots of people that have invested in the Tonatex kits. They've set up their own YouTube channels as well, with lots of tuition, lots of tutorials on how they actually work with these as well. So perhaps go into one of those search engines and look for those and you'll get some wonderful results. Again, you can get so decadent with these. Look at that. How elegant is that? Beautiful for maybe a New Year's Eve party or something like that. A little soiree, maybe cocktails. Love it. Beautiful. And all done with this fabulous kit. If you want to get hold of yours, 014735 is your item number, £27.97. Don't miss out on this one. Again, your one-day special, that one, you've got a little, 13 minutes. Is that all? Where has the hour gone? Oh, my goodness. Don't miss out on our one-day special. I'm going to give you a recap on those details. But please do consider going for that set that we've got on the screen. A £33 saving. Again, another brilliant saving. But, of course, the biggest saving to be had is through your one-day special, £51, but over 81% of the stock. So 85%. Where did I get 81? That's been a bit precise, isn't it? 85%. Don't know where one came from. Again. It's probably best not asking how my brain's working, to be honest. But now, you're running out of time. That is something I can be sure of. 312044. We're almost down to the last 10% of our stock, and of course that's when it will appear as being limited stock. Fingers crossed we have enough for everybody to get hold of, because of course we've got another 12 minutes. You're going to get a brilliant bundle. I'm going to bring the board up just to show you, because of course we've got the fabulous packaging there, but you can't always see quite into that packaging, so let me show you. You're going to get those 9 incredible glitters, those fine glitters. So you can see when Michelle was working with them, just a little fingertip full of that really does go a long way. Of course, you've got your pen, your all-important pen that you're going to be able to use with a 2-year guarantee. Absolutely incredible that we are able to bring that to you, and that Michelle is able to guarantee the usage of that pen and it not drying out, even if you leave that lid off. You've got some cardstock, some black cardstock to work with as soon as it arrives, and you've also got your code, your download code that will allow you to go to the website and actually download 2 hours of tutorial. It was a week's worth of filming that Michelle did to actually put together all those hints, tips and techniques, right the way from getting your pen primed and ready for action, right the way through to using other things like your laser printers. And of course you've got 84 sheets of foil. I'm not going to go through all of them because we'll be here forever, to be honest, and we've not got long left, and I want to see another demonstration. So look at these, just a little idea of some of those foils that you're going to get. Your gold, your silver, we love those as staples. You've got your Christmas red, your Christmas green, that gorgeous turquoise, silver, but then you've got your special effects like your holographic glitter in this particular example, oil on water. You've also got your holographic gold glitter featuring as well, and of course it's incredible the results that you can get with these time and time again. Absolutely beautiful. You can see behind us we've got a wealth of different finish samples showing you all the ways that you can use it, and of course if you add in that fabric glue then you can transfer those skills over onto your clothing as well. Now of course finish samples are perfect examples to show you of just how you can work with your one-day special, so perhaps for the last time let's have a look at that fabulous video showing you all those examples. Much fun with this kit, can't you?
Oh, it's amazing. And when you're doing the peacock feathers, which I've become famous for,
you have, yeah.
You should see my home. It's covered in feathers. My vase is there's no fresh flowers. It's all peacock feathers. Yeah,
I love it.
Absolutely, low maintenance. Okay, now when you're trying to work into the middle of the design, I've already done this. This is the design that there's 4 to an A4 sheet.
Okay.
And I've just traced over it, and I haven't even traced very well, but you just don't see it. There's black on black, and then we're using our little straw technique again.
Yes, very scientific.
There's lots of different techniques. I mean, I'm just showing you the basics, but on that DVD there's loads more. And I'm just literally tapping all the way around. So I started in the middle with the purple.
Lovely.
And it's really good if you get a photo of a feather, peacock feather, or if you've got a real one, even better, because you'll realise how many colours there are. So it's basically a teardrop with a spine.
Okay.
So we've just done the teardrop part, and you can see all the colours there. And then what we're going to do, you know the rubbing technique? So we're going to start in the middle, and we're going to make little circular...
Ooh, look at this.
I love doing this. I never get fed up.
Spreading that.
Look at this.
Out.
Look how amazing
this
is.
So far.
I know. It's not even it's going so far. It's the look. It's the effect.
Yeah.
It's the colours. It just creates the real peacock feather effect.
Beautiful. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Look at that.
Can you see?
And how quick
And
was
then
that?
look how amazing it is. And we have got, that's the one. That's the one.
Look at this. Perhaps taking that idea, adding those colours, and of course, you become the designer, you can decide which colours you want to go for, but look at the results you can get when you simply take it and create a topper with it.
I know,
That's
it's
beautiful.
fantastic. And you can add it to things. There's a red box somewhere where I put it onto the gift,
Okay.
outside of the gift pack.
Nice
There's
idea.
lots of ways. Once you've got into doing this design, you can mix it. In fact, see that card just next to you, the green, that one? Once you've learned this little technique here in the middle about rubbing, you can bring it into other designs, and that's
Nice
exactly
idea.
how lovely. That's exactly how I did the butterfly. I just did with the straw those colours and
like
did
that. So,
In fact,
so
look how
pretty.
lovely that is. I
Isn't
mean,
that
it's
gorgeous?
just so easy to do.
Now, Hannah's been busy. She's just found the box, the exact box that Michelle was talking about, and look at this. Again.
You can see
Just
it,
looks so
did you?
decadent, doesn't it? Gorgeous.
Totally, totally. And then once you've done a few cards, then you've got the confidence.
Look at this.
I want to grab the other boot, the one that I
Now
did.
this is fabulous. Don't forget
here.
you will need your fabric glue in order for you to adhere that design to your fabrics, but of course 2 bottles for £13.99. Now last time you were here you were working on
I
this.
love these, but I just can't wear heels all the time. So this is like the comfy version.
I
And
like
it's
that
actually
idea.
great to take a pair of boots that you've already got.
Yeah.
In fact, I met a lady the other day at the show in Excel, and she'd seen me doing this on Hochanda, and she'd made them herself, and she showed me, and they were absolutely amazing.
So there we go. That peacock feather takes an appearance again. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. Several of them. I mean, peacock
Yes,
feather, peacock
exactly.
feather, peacock feather.
Yeah,
Loads of them.
once you learn how to do it, and people are always impressed, you'll get like me, like, oh, let's just put a peacock feather
And
on
I
there.
love the animal print as well. I mean, this is almost like a leopard print that we've got here.
It's on the DVD. It's so easy to do. I did for a girlfriend the other day. She's got
Gorgeous.
everything. You know when you've got a friend who's got everything, and I said, what can I get you, Lynn, for your birthday? She says, I'm going to give you my boots, and you're going to decorate them for
I
me.
love it.
And
Designer boots.
Absolutely.
I love it. So different ways. You can have loads of fun. Please do add in that fabric adhesive though, because that means that you can transfer those skills over onto your fabrics. Maybe you want to go for the fabric foiling kit altogether, because you can do that as well. Obviously we've got our 1-day special. You can go for your 1-day special with all your foils and your glitters in there. But of course, if you're wanting to go for your foiling set with the fabric glue included, then these are the details that you need. 014735. You're saving £33 on these, £27.97. Now, of course, the fabric glue that we spoke of is incredibly popular. Lots of you are adding these 2 bottles in with your 1-day specials. I don't blame you at all, to be honest. £13.99, 475750. And of course, if you're a Freedom member, you have got your discounted price with this one too, so you're saving a few pennies in the process too. But of course, the biggest saving of the hour is £51. Not a bad saving, is it, £51?
Oh, it's amazing. And you know, when we're looking at these foils here, what you don't realise is that underneath, look, you've got so many different colours. It's all in here.
There's lots and lots. I mean, each one of these little pads where you've got lots and lots of elements in here, so you can see your ombre effects in there, your turquoise in there, you've got that lovely lime green in there as well. Gorgeous pinks in there, that holographic effect, absolutely beautiful. These are pretty unique results. I still love this one. I love this one here as well.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Gorgeous,
that colour, yeah.
beautiful.
One little tip with this colour, you need to use a little bit more pressure because it's got so many pigments inside it. It needs like the warmth from your finger.
Okay.
I deliberately didn't demonstrate that before because it was like really cold in the studio before, and it's a bit like me, that foil, very colourful, but it doesn't like the
I love
cold.
it. Because it's a Mardi Gras kind of print, it needs the heat, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Now, if you fancy getting hold of your 1-day special at 312044, you've still got time. Still got time to take advantage of that saving to ensure that you are getting those glitters and that fabulous foiling to allow you to create the most incredible finished results. Things like your glittery baubles, your glittery cards, your scrapbooking pages, your mirrors, your bottles. Don't forget adding that fabric glue at the bottom of the screen. You can then transfer everything over onto your fabrics as well. You're going to have so much fun with this. You really are. But please do take advantage. We're running out of time. Running out of time for you to get hold of that fabulous set with those
so
9
quickly.
glitters. All of these. Absolutely loads within there. brilliant value for money, saving £51. Michelle, I have to say, I've thoroughly enjoyed all the shows that have worked with you today. Learned so much, and I'm sure you have as well. Don't forget, it's still time for you to place your order for the current one-day special. At 6 o'clock, we will be bringing you a brand new one-day special with Sheena. She's got stamps, and the stamps could be used with your foiling kit, so it might be worth getting hold of these, then sitting back and relaxing, joining myself at the other side of the break and getting hold of the next one-day special as well. Michelle, thank you.
Thank
Loved
you very
every minute
much.
of it. And Merry Christmas if I don't see you before.
Exactly, thank you. And Merry Christmas to all our viewers.
See you soon. So coming up after the break, we've got a fabulous one-day special stamping with Crafter's Companion. Then Lisa is back with what's left of the Santoro Cori Cumit range. And then, of course, we've got another 8 o'clock show with Sheena straight after that.
Hi everyone, I'm Gordon.
I'm Justin.
And
together we are Be Creative.
Justin and I formed our company just under 1 year ago to bring you new and exciting products under the Be Creative brand.
We have a fantastic relationship with Hochanda, and we love to share our ideas and creation with you, our viewers.
So why not come be creative with us
Here at Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Barbara Gray from Clarity Stamp Limited. We're well known in the industry for designing and manufacturing top quality, award-winning craft products. As with all craft projects, you need a good starting place, a great stamp, a top quality stencil, and in recent times we've developed the groovy parchment art system so that your line art is perfect on parchment. Another exciting development to come from the marriage between parchment and our stamp company is the fabulous designer papers and now the designer parchment. There is nothing like it. Each groovy plate is precision etched, and by simply getting in the groove with a stylus, you can easily transfer great designs onto parchment. Groovy is a modular system. The plates complement each other and work beautifully together. They are packed with elements and allow you to build your own original artwork. Whether you're a novice or a traditional parcher, you will love these plates. And for me personally, having beautiful line art is what motivated me to want to learn traditional parchment skills. So why not get in the groove with us here on Hochanda?
Hello there and welcome back. 6 o'clock, brand new one-day special. You know the routine. We always launch a brand new one-day special at 6 o'clock and it runs for a period of 24 hours. And you can see I've been joined by the fabulous Sheena. Hello, my darling. How are you?
I'm good. I'm tickety-boo.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
I'm liking the snowflakes. I'm a big kid.
Aren't they?
Yeah, I love the snowflakes.
Fabulous. Now, we're here again, one-day special, courtesy of the fabulous Donna again.
Oh, you know what? These
She's
are
done it again.
Seriously. This might be, and I may have said this before, but this might be my favourite Donna set so far. Because the fairies, and people love fairies, but they're not just the fairies. The fairies, you know, they're in silhouette form, which are easy to stamp with, but it's the whole environment. So there's lots of stuff in there that if you want to buy the collection and you send it to someone who doesn't really want the fairy element, look at the plants, look at the foliage, look at the flowers. You are getting such good versatile value in this whole set. And they're just exquisitely drawn. You know, this is what Donna does, is she has the technical skills to draw very well, knowing the right amount of shading to add and the right amount to leave out. Yeah. But she's got that amazing imagination, which I'm a bit jealous of.
Well,
which basically makes all of these. You're getting so many elements.
Absolutely loads, and we'll be seeing those in action. But of course, a one-day special is something a little bit different, and we have bought you a fabulous deal. We've got choices. This is the beauty. You've probably noticed vintage and seasons featuring on your screen. What does that mean, Sheena?
Well, they are, hello, sparkle pens to start with. They're sparkle pens, so these are like, think of it like a water brush that's already filled with stuff. Okay. So all you do is you carry them around with you, and they're full of intense, really strong colour, liquid colour, that requires no mixing or anything. You can water them down if you want because they're water-based, but as well as the colour, you've got the finest of finest, most reflective glitter in there. And that set, we have the options. They're vintage hues, absolutely gorgeous.
Now, vintage hues, I know you regularly rave about
vintage
these.
hues, and that's the one I'll be using this hour. No, vintage hues, just a heads up, so there's some people who may not be aware of sparkle pens, and you know, and when you see them, you're going to go, ooh, which one will I get? Just so you know, vintage hues often is one of the first sets to sell out.
Okay, fair enough.
They're
That's
very,
true,
very
yeah,
popular.
yeah.
It's such a lovely set of colours. You'll see, we've got colour charts we can show you.
Wonderful. So that is your first option. Then the second option that we've got is your seasons.
Seasons, a great set, because this is a set that's been put together, which will take you through the whole year. Now, when you see the palette, for me, a good value set of colours is something that's going to represent everything. I'm not going to be able to say, oh, I would like to paint that scene. I haven't got a green, or oh, I haven't got it. It's all pastel, and I want to go a little bit stronger, or I'm missing a colour. You're not. Everything's represented in these sets.
These are finished samples, Sheena.
They are.
Those
Look at this
inkoids have
card.
done their stuff, haven't they?
This is just magical and charming and amazing. Those mushrooms, look at the way. This is Debbie. Debbie is, she's just so talented. This looks... It's not just well stamped and finished, it's just designed incredibly well. Using, you see that background there? Vintage hues. If they're the colours that you want to, it's really important to get the colour mix right. And those seed heads, that's my favourite stamp in the whole collection. Love those.
Absolutely gorgeous. And I love the way they're like little houses. Now look at this, you've got a fairy door.
Fairy door. You know what? Some of the team have had them so the little fairy doors are opening, there's little things behind them. But you see the foliage there and the flowers? You're getting all of that. That is all. This is just a great branch, a branch of leaves that you will use with your floral stamp, your floral dyes, or your everyday stamping, and gorgeous little flowers there that if you want to use them in isolation, you would nothing to do with fairies.
I love that the fairy milkman's been.
Oh, yeah, but it'll be frozen this time of year. Remember when it used to be like a foot up from the bottle?
There's lots of people out there having
the birds
no
will be
idea
at
what
it.
we're talking about.
We'll stop talking
Just
now and pretend
glazed
we
over.
aren't that age.
But look at these, the silhouettes, absolutely exquisite.
Yeah, the silhouettes again. Silhouette stamping's really easy. You know the toadstools in the first card. It's fabulous because here's the thing. This is what Donna was saying, and it's what I suspected, but she confirmed. She designed this set to work really well with your sparkle pens. Because what we tend to do when we get with sparkle pens, we want to make fabulous backgrounds. And you just have fun making pretty coloured backgrounds, dropping some water on them, see what happens, put a bit of cling film on, see what happens. And then you end up with lots of backgrounds.
Okay.
What am I going to do with them? You need the right stamps to stamp on top of them.
Point, yeah.
And these are the right stamps to go there.
Feature stamps as well. This is a big stamp.
It's huge. I'm going to use that one this hour. We're going to stamp with this one. This is fabulous. I want to live there.
This looks fabulous.
This looks great, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, it's absolutely just again, charming.
Love it. And of course, you're talking about those inky backgrounds. This could be one of those backgrounds that you've got.
It is indeed one of those backgrounds, and that was done with cling film. So when you pop your sparkle pens on your background and the paint's still wet, you just lay some cling film on top, scrunch it up a little bit, leave it to dry. You have to leave it to dry and be patient. Okay. And then when it's dry, you'll remove it, and you get all these kind of fractured, kind of icy-looking patterns that it creates. And
now, lots of you have noticed the details at the bottom of the screen are enabling you to get hold of these beautiful stamps just on their own. In fact, we're going to bring those details round so you can see them in better detail. If you just want to go for the stamps on their own without the addition of the pens, then you can get hold of them, £29.94 for all 6 of those. 546 773 is the item number if you're wanting to get hold of those. There is a £5 saving. We haven't got it up on the screen at the moment. So we're just going to sort that out for you. We have got a saving. We're just going to rectify that. Should we look at some more finished samples?
Oh, I think we should, because you know what? It's the finished samples that are the inspiration.
Yes.
And that's important because after the shows, There's lots of inspiration there. It's not just about the shows.
Yes.
My team, part of it, they want to share. They want to tell you how they created them. They don't hold anything back. They're like me. They've got no filter. So after the shows, there's the Sheena's Inkettes page, and you can go on there where they share the techniques and things. If you want to know anything about, during the show, if you ask, they'll tell you how they've done that.
I love this
so
one.
You're not just left high and dry with some amazing stuff.
This one.
This again,
such an ethereal
isn't
look.
That amazing?
Beautiful.
This again, this is just one colour from that vintage hue set.
Wow.
This is stunning. Again, those seed heads. I love those.
Beautiful, aren't they?
Fabulous.
I've got like early recollections of those because of course they're like the poppy heads, aren't they, with the little seeds that come out.
Yes, that's exactly right. But they're little houses, they've got windows.
I love that. Lovely idea. The imagination that's gone behind these. Donna, I know you're watching. These are brilliant. Love them. And everybody else is loving them as well. What a fabulous effect.
Yes, again, more muted colour, but get a bit of bling in there. With fairy stuff, of course, your sparkles is perfect, isn't it? You've got to have a bit of bling, a bit of magic about it. But then you can take it further, pop your glitter on there, richer colours, craft cord in the background, inked up with your distress inks, with your oxides. Doesn't have to be the products we've got on the show. In fact, though, if it is, if you've got your oxides, your distress inks, sparkle pens play really lovely with those products as well because they're all water-based.
Now we can see a lot of that in action because, of course, Sheena's here and she always brings us some fabulous demonstrations. So if you want to get hold of your one-day special, perhaps now is the time to do it, and then you can sit back and relax and watch all of Sheena's demonstrations. 553473 is your item number. Don't forget, with your one-day special, you have the choice of 2 options. You can go for your vintage shoes or you can go for your seasons, depending on the colours that you want to go for. But the main element within both of those is you're going to get all 6 of those fabulous stamp plates. You are saving £25.98 with your one-day special. If you want to, you can spread the cost over 2 payments, bringing it to £25.46, or you can go for them all in one go at £50.92. And as I've mentioned, you can get hold of those stamps on their own too. You can also get hold of the aqua pens as well. We've got those in this show as well. Always a very usable element.
Oh, you know what? If you want a fabulous, incredibly, really good value palette, a big palette of great quality colouring products, then the aqua pens are what you want, because you can apply them in so different ways. You can colour them, you can wash with them, you can create backgrounds with them, you can apply them with your glycerin and your applicator, and they work great with the sparkle pens, but they don't have sparkle, so sometimes you don't want sparkle, sometimes you want a little bit of sparkle.
We'll give you the finer details of those in a little while, but I want to get straight into a demo, if that's
Should we meet this card?
Oh, yeah, let's please.
It's a good thing because the one that's right in front of me. I love, you know what I love about this card? It's just, well, I love everything about it.
Yeah.
But what I do absolutely adore are the colours to start with. Look at this. Look at the colours there. Look at that.
Don't you?
Isn't that amazing? This here is the vintage set. Isn't that fabulous?
Gorgeous.
So that main house there, the little house where they're all living, and then the little extra, because there's little, you see, there's dwellings as well. There's windows in there. So with the vintage, with that gorgeous centre, and then just stamp. That's what we're going to do. We're going to play with this hour.
Now
but you'll see the formula's kind of the same.
The vintage, already 10% of the stock has gone. Can I very quickly show you those colours before we get into the demo? Because I think this is quite important when we're as busy as we are. This is the vintage hue set. Very, very quickly showing you all those different fabulous colours. Now, we're going to get... Now, we've got... Yes, we have got... I don't know. I was really thinking, there's a lot of colours there. Well, that's because there's a lot of pens, that's why. So all of these are featuring in there. So if you wanted to go for your gorgeous purples, beautiful blues, a lovely vintage hues there, this is the set that you want to go for. Very quickly as well, is that the other set? This
is the other set we'd like to see. Now, this is my working palette. Definitely, when you get your pens, make a colour chart.
Yes.
Because you're going to want to see what... Now, the other thing is, what you're seeing is the pen not diluted directly as it comes out of the ink, exactly as it comes out of the pen. Remember that any of those colours are going to look completely different when you add water.
And you can kind of see that from the vintage hues where it's been pulled out. So.
Exactly.
OK,
that's right.
Brilliant.
And then they all mix as well. So that's just the starter. Everything can mix either on the card or on the palette.
Wonderful.
So we are going to create a different background here. Can you see the way we've got this kind of vortex, kind of a moon or a glow in the centre?
Yeah.
You've seen me create like a linear wash quite a few times, but we're going to do this one, kind of more like a radial one.
Oh, OK.
I know, listen to me. So the important thing is, pick out your colours. What I do when I put my colours out, it's a bit sad, but I can't help it.
OK.
I have to put my cool colours and my warm colours together.
OK.
Like, look at this one. Just let me show you the seasons. Again, it's a big, big tip. Can you see? I've popped all the greens together there. Look, see?
Yeah.
I am the messiest person on the planet. And once I've started playing, you know, they'll probably not be where they're at, but I'll make sure they're there when I gonna start again. So from the greens together, going to the blues, the reds, all the colour families are kind of together. Those yellows into the browns, they're going to mix beautifully for an autumnal kind of look.
I'm going to pop that card back in there. So
thank you very much. But the set we're using is the vintage, and I've picked out 3 colours. I have picked out biscuit, and I picked out macaroon. Oh, you know what? Seriously, it's so me. Biscuit and macaroon. Hello.
Now
that one's probably called you. And fig. They're all edible. I didn't get where I am today.
I love it.
No, what are you going to do then? What are you going to do here? So I'm giving them a shake before you start, because the thing is remember that it's not just about the colour, it's about the mica. Well, it's not, so it's glitter in here. It's actually really, really very, very reflective. Very, very fine glitter. And you know, if I use glitter... Oh, before I start, really important, Sheena card. Sheena stamp card, or watercolour card. Big brush, the Royal and Langnickel brushes. Another heads up. Pop them in your basket. Don't miss them, because they sell out time and time again, and then you've got to wait till they come back in stock.
And
so,
definitely be adding these in. If you've already got them, get some more, because to be honest, you'll be using them over and over again. 591498. We'll show you those in full details in a little while, but if you want to get hold of yours first, £9.98.
So we've shaken them to wake them.
Lovely.
And then I'm going to use the lighter colour in the centre of my card, and I've given it a little bit of a squeeze.
Okay.
Now, when you first use your pens, you usually only squeeze them a little bit at the very start, just to get the liquid flowing through the little you know, the little mechanism, the little thing, the channel. God, you know, I've got no words, seriously. It's not that I'm not going to make any noise, do you understand? But not probably going to make much sense. So now I'm going with a darker colour here. Now, this is going to look not too pretty, but bear with and stay with. Okay. Now, what we'll do is we'll do this, and then we'll get it going, and then we'll pick it up, and you can have a look at different angles as well. And now I'm going in with this fig colour here.
Ooh,
so we're going from dark. See, I gave it a little bit of a squeeze there. Just be careful, you know, that when you're squeezing them, it's over card and not over any person, for example. That has happened before. And don't ever unscrew the top, the 2 bits apart again. You only ever do that once when you first get them, which I'll explain about later. Okay. When you take the lids off, you always just pull the lids off, and that's it. So now what I'm doing is I'm adding some water here, and I'm dragging some of this colour into the colour in the centre. Okay. But I'm trying not to contaminate it completely. I still want to. Notice when I went from light to darker? Yeah. Right, that's because I want to still keep this centre glowing. Okay. If I did it the other way round, dark to light, that purple's definitely going to contaminate the other colours and dirty it up. So now what I'll do is I'll just get this, and it's going to look messy. And it's fine. I think sometimes when we're doing stuff, we think, I'm sure Douglas's didn't look like that.
We panic halfway through, don't we?
Yes, we do. We absolutely do. You know, and I do too. And especially, you can't see it, but the panic's in my head right now. No, it'll be fine. It'll be great. So what you do is you just keep going like this. Now, that's where I'm going to stop. Okay. Now, that's fabulous. And what's happened there, it's got some little drops there. I've dropped some water on it. It's started to kind of split. Nice. Now look at the colours in there.
Wow.
Don't worry, we don't need to do any more than that. If you overwork it and keep going and going in the middle, you can just muddy it up. So just, you know, cease and desist, put the brush down, walk away, nothing to see.
I love it.
And then you dry it. Now, I have already dried it, and then we can go to the next stage.
And when you dry it, that intensity of glitter comes through, doesn't it?
Shall we do that, just so you can see, even though I have moved ahead and I have prepared a one earlier. This here, what I would do, I would not normally just wipe this up. Get another piece of card and mop it up, okay? And then you're ready. You're not going to waste it, yeah? Because that's another great look and a great technique. So let me quickly dry this.
And it's okay to use a heat gun on this. We don't have to just let it air dry.
No, you can let it air dry if you want. You can, yeah. I mean, when I'm playing, there is no flow in my craft room. That laid out, yeah, seriously. And then when the dogs get in, it's a little bit of a panic moment, yeah.
So. Now, of course, we're talking about our one-day special. The vintage hues are the colours that have been used so far in this demonstration. Of course, that is, sorry, your vintage hues, yes, on the screen there you can see. Vintage and seasons. Now, 553473, that is going to get you fabulous vintage hues, all your season one-day special. But, of course, the core centre of both of those options are those fabulous stamps. Brown brand new collection from Donna Radcliffe. She's done it again. She's bought some incredible stamps and she's causing a real stir again. She does it every single time. Every single time she
and they're
does it.
so different.
Yeah.
But you know what? They're different, but they're all drawn, hand drawn, so they've got a look. So the thing is Donna's ranges, we were talking about this, they play nicely with my ranges because they're also all hand drawn, and you know, we have similar styles that way. And so not only do Donna's previous ranges play nice with the new ones, but they also play with mine. So it's all good. They all, you know, bring them, use other elements from other bits and pieces to bring into the mix. So Hayley, now that wasn't exciting, wasn't it? Look at the back of the card, but look at the front.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
It's like you're spinning through space and time. Look at that. That's my head most
I
of
want
the
to
time.
play windmills in my mind now.
Oh, don't start me with the song references, Hayley, but you know what I'm like. Now she's lost me for the hour. Oh, I've got so many in there. There's nothing much of sense.
Doesn't that look amazing?
Isn't that fun?
Because I'm not going to lie, when I looked at it to start with, I was thinking, okay, right.
No, it's going to look much better. It still doesn't look great right now, but it will.
Wonderful.
Cool.
What do we do next?
Right, so we'll move along. I have stamped, let me show you this stamp. This is the one I stamped, this big stamp. Should we stamp it again to show you what it looks like? So, huge stamp here. This fabulous house, this abode. When you get your stamps, have a look if you haven't bought any unmounted rubber stamps yet. Often after shows, people say, well, how do you make them stick? That's how you make them stick. There, stick and spray. Pop it in your basket. Have a look online. You spray the back of your rubber, just quick spray. Let the carrier evaporate for about a minute, and then it becomes repositionable, and you can stick it on and remove it. Don't clean the back of them when you're finished using them, because if it builds up, you use less the next time. Okay. So, and then you're going to cut your stamps out, of course, before you stick them, and I like to cut quite close to the image, so that if I want to, you know, for precise positioning, and I want to overstamp, for example, I can see exactly where it's going to end up. Okay. So I'm using a StazOn, and I'm tapping over this image here, and then, in fact, I could probably just stamp it on here instead of stamping it on there. Now, if you are going to stamp onto the background like this, make sure this is really, really dry. Okay. Okay. I'm not 100% sure this is totally dry. Okay. Which is why I was just going to stamp it onto a piece of white card. However, that's okay. Good. See how it's stamped there? Now, I did use a StazOn. You'll see me use VersaFine or Archival. I actually like StazOn when I'm full bleaching, because I have found that a couple of these might lift sometimes. Yeah. So yes, so use that one. All right then. So next thing is moving along. This is the one I prepared already. Can you see this kind of the difference in the colour there?
Oh yes.
This one is much more intense. Yeah. This one's a really kind of subtle kind of honey colour. Yes. The gorgeous little dog I met this week got a little cockapoo. Was exactly that colour. She was absolutely stunning. And I was going for that colour when I did that, but I didn't. I went a bit more orange, a bit more like kind of my cat, my little Ron.
Perhaps you can note those names for future colours.
Yes, I want a whole palette. I want to make up. In fact, I have, but I should be a bit more creative next time. Do you think? Right. So now, what I've started to do is I've started to full bleach. Oh, I should mention this here, this little toadstool silhouette.
Lovely.
I've actually stamped that there.
Nice.
Now, it looks messy. Look at the edges. Oh, that's not looking great, is it? But I'm not worried. It's fine. See, I'm saying this so that you'll know that that's okay. So now, Hayley, water. The technique when you're full bleaching is that you use as much water and as little scrubbing of the surface of the card as you can manage. Okay. All right. Don't have it so that the water's running everywhere and you're going, oh, no, and it looks like it's just, you know, you dropped it in the bath or something. Don't want that. Okay. So, but enough so that you are loosening the paint, and you can see it kind of lift, yeah? And then blot it before it starts to decide, I'll just settle back here, thank you very much.
And of course, it's important to have the right quality card. And you were working on the Sheena stamping card.
The Sheena stamping card. The watercolour card, Sheena stamping card, both great for this. If you have a card that is not as good as this, I mean, you might get lucky. You know, sometimes I got lucky, sometimes, a lot of the time, I didn't get lucky. I would bulk buy, I would go and feel the card and think, that's got to be fabulous. But what I couldn't see in the card was the chalk content. Yeah. So what happens when you try to lift colour, The chalk said, thank you very much, I'm fixing that, and it's going nowhere. It's absorbed into the chalk that's in the card, and no matter how much water you add to it, how much you try and blend ink over the surface with your applicators, for example, it goes nowhere because the chalk's just decided that that's it, and that's where it's going.
And sometimes, I don't know if you're the same as me, when you've got your crafty stash at home, you pick up a sheet of white cards, you don't know where it's come from sometimes, but if you kind of dedicate yourself to getting hold of the Sheena stamping card and, of course, Crafter's Companion watercolour cardstock, you know that you've got quality in both of those, and you know that it doesn't matter which one you pick up, you know you're going to get the results. Look at this.
Once you get it, it's pointless, to be honest, looking around, because you'll just keep coming back to it and use it time and time again, because it's consistently good. You're not going to, you're not going to get an okay batch and a not so okay. It's always the same. Now, can you see what I've done there? Is I've popped some water on my brush, a large brush.
Using one of those brushes again,
and then the Royal Atlantic R&Ls, the R&Ls, Hayley.
It's easier, isn't it?
Yes. And then just tap the brush so that I've got little drops now on the background. Now, it's one of those things when you're full bleaching, it's like, you got to just try it out. There's not an exact science. Exactly. It does, doesn't it? Now, we're going to emphasise some of those shortly as well. So what I'm thinking of doing, Hayley, is if I can get to the stage where I'm going to finish with the full bleaching, then I can dry it, because it's difficult to go much further than that. Would that be a good time? But I need to show you how to make this little land mass. Would that be a good thing?
So you give me a nod and I will come scurrying on back.
That is
but
great.
Before I scurry back, let me give you those details. The brushes, if you want to get hold of your brushes, £9.95, £591,498. You're going to get a huge bundle there. Lots of different brushes, as you can see here, for all those different occasions. So you can see you've got your flat brushes there, you've also got your round brushes there as well. So your wash brushes and your shaders featured in there too as well. Don't miss out on those. Now, if you want to get hold of the stamps on their own, we did mention they are part of your one-day special, but if you do want to get hold of those individually, then by all means you can do. The stamps on their own, the Fairy Collection from Donna Ratcliffe, 546773. We are busy for these as well, so lots of you taking advantage of those stamps. Of course, if you want to go for them with the one-day special, you will get those, but you get your choice of pens as well, which I will tell you about in just a few moments. But approaching 20% of the stock of the stamps on their own has gone already. That's how busy we are. But of course, it's a one-day special show. We're launching our brand new one-day special during this, and you've been loving it. It's not surprising, really. You've got a fabulous set of stamps, 6 stamp plates. Now, I will take you around those stamp plates. I don't want that one to jump forward. Oh. There we go, we've got them. All 6 of these stamp plates are going to come to you. Now, the packaging, the design has to be shrunk down a little bit to fit in. There's a lot of information to go on there. So shall we go through those stamp plates and show you just the size of those stamps? We're talking A6 stamps here, so really good sizes and literally as much coverage within these stamp plates as is possible. Not only have you got the fabulous elements, the floral elements there, the little tiny flowers, dragonflies, we've got sentiments featuring in these as well. Donna is an accomplished artist. She's kind of hid her light under a bushel, shall we say, because we didn't know that she could even draw, but then she's come out with so many beautiful collections, which we've been loving over and over again. Again, those seeds, pods, do love these. Again, floral aspects. If you're not into your fairies, then don't worry. You've got these gorgeous floral aspects you'll be able to use. And, of course, if you are into the mystic areas of fairies, then these are featured in there as well. That is the stamp that Sheena's working with. It's a really good size. Lots of scope with that one as well. So lots of different elements that you're going to be able to work with over and over again. Of course, that all-important fairy door. Fairy door is a lovely one, I have to say, because what is behind a fairy door? All sorts of wonderful things can go on. So you can see this scene here built up with that fairy door, little tiny fairies featuring around. I love the little floral bunting that you've got with this particular one. Or maybe your little fairy... Oh, there could be fairy lights, couldn't there? Yes. I love the way, because they've actually got like a dimensional aspect to those as well. I love this one. This is brilliant. A stripy toadstool. I like that. That's a really funky way of putting them together. But, of course, you can go funky and whimsical, as we can see there, or maybe you want to go a little bit more subdued with those colours. Maybe get those washes involved that we've just seen Sheena working with. Maybe taking that stash of backgrounds that you've created and creating some beautiful cards. Maybe you can team it up with other crafts. So maybe you've been watching some of those Derwent shows, and we've had some... it's Sharon, wasn't it? Sharon taught us how to do those incredible bubbles during the shows previously. But what a fabulous way of teaming them up with your little fairy stamps. Love that idea. Now, of course, you've got two different choices with regards to your pens, which are going to come with your one-day special. You've got your vintage hues, a beautiful range that we've seen in action already, and I'm sure we'll see more from those as the day progresses. But the second option that you've got are your seasons as well. So you can see here lots of different colourways within your vintage hues. You've got fabulous 12 pens, 12 Spectrum Noir sparkle pens, incredible. But then you've got your seasons. So you've got a little bit of your spring, your autumn, your summer and your winter in this particular set. So it might be a nice way for you to kind of try before you actually invest in the larger bundles. So that's another way of looking at this as well, because of course we've got so many different choices with those sparkle pens. What a lovely way to try them out, but what a fabulous price. You're saving £25.98. Spread that cost over 2 payments if you so choose, at £25.46. But it's a brilliant one-day special. Amazing value for money, and I would love for you to take advantage of these. The artwork is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Now, of course, lots of other colour mediums are around for you. Excuse me, around for you. Just had a little hiccup then. I don't know where that popped up from then. Just a little hiccup. So maybe you don't want the sparkle, as Sheena said. You don't always want that sparkle there. And that's what you've got with the aqua pens. It gives you the ability to get that colour, but without that sparkle. And look at this. This is always a really popular bundle. This time you've got 48 pens, but not only have you got your pens, you've got your storage tray, so you're going to be able to keep them in the perfect condition. Storage tray is stackable as well, so you can kind of have them all layered up as so, or you can kind of step them back a little bit if you're wanting to. But you've got plenty of room there for all of those fabulous pens. Also got your watercolour cardstock, so of course Sheena was talking about that. That is included with this as well. But of course it's all about these beautiful pens. 48 pens in total, incredible colours. We've got primaries in there, you've got your brights in there, you've got some nature tones featuring there, purples, pinks, yellows, oranges, all sorts of different hues in between as well, meaning that you can get the most incredible palette. And these are such a versatile way of crafting. £79.94, or spread the cost over 2 payments. You can see there £35.98 if you're a Freedom member, because we've got a discounted price with these. As a Freedom member, you're saving £43.99. That's a really good saving, isn't it? Definitely worth going for it, because you're saving an additional £8. So if you're thinking of getting hold of the pens and you're not a Freedom member yet, perhaps jump onto the website, add that into your basket, because it means that you will get that saving at the same time. 888 is the all-important item number. And of course, besides your unlimited standard delivery, you're going to get your exclusive member discounts, just like the one that we've just seen with the aqua pens, members badge, monthly newsletter as well. And of course, all of that is included for just £6.97 a month. 888 being the item number if you're wanting to get hold of it. So yeah, and you can add that into your basket at any time. So if you're placing your order for those aqua pens, before you check out, just tick that little box to get your Freedom membership in place, and you'll see that discount appear. Now back over to see what Sheila's up to.
Well,
How's
what
it
I am
going?
up to, I am actually, I've dried the background now, because the reason I wanted to make sure that this was dry was because I want to paint it, I want to colour this little house, yeah? Okay. But what I did do, can you see the way I've created an impression of some kind of landmass here? So all I did was, I'm not going to do it again because I'm going to have to try it again, but then it'll be like kind of Groundhog Day. So what you do is you just add water and drag it across like this, okay? Yeah. And then blot it, and then drag some water here and blot it. Okay. And then it makes it look like you've got... Now, we're not done with that, because we're going to use a black pen and we're going to just make that look a little bit cooler and add some little bits to it. Wonderful. Which is really, it's really easy to do. But we'll colour this little the little house here. So I have got this fabulous colour called Ocean Wave, which is really strong, gorgeous teal colour there. So we've got that one, and also this one here. I can't decide which one to go. No, that one's a little bit pale. I think we're going to go for that. The other one might be this that I may use is Teacup, another gorgeous colour. If you're not sure, again, I don't know where my colour chart's gone, so yeah, oh, it's right in front of me. I knew that. Yeah. Yeah, just to check, just to see if everybody was watching. Kind of like pantomime again, isn't it? It's the season. It's not my fault. You know what? I'm going to use that one. I'm going to use Teacup. I've decided. I've played with a few. Lots of them would do, but I'm going to use Teacup. So, because it's really strong, and you can paint directly, obviously, that's the point from the brush, you can literally paint on. Okay. But that card's already been wet, and I've dried it, so the surface is going to be a little bit more open. Okay. And may grab the colour a little bit more. So to make sure that that is less likely to happen, I have watered it down onto my brush, and then I'm going to just apply it like this. Can you see how it is? It does look a lot darker. Now, when you fall bleach, you lighten the card, but you don't get it back to complete white. Okay. If you want to do that, then go for the Pebeo drawing gum. And you would stamp your image, and then you would pop that, you know, paint over it with the drawing gum, and then that protects it, and then it stays really white. This is a white card underneath, but that's very white. So sometimes you want it to be a little bit more subtle than that, yeah? Right, yeah. So what I've done is I've used that darker, can you see where it's stronger? It's the same colour, the one colour pen, but I've actually shaded it slightly by putting it on a little bit darker. Where the little, you know, around the chimney, yeah? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So it gives it a little bit of interest. So we'll do the same with the other one. So same deal, again, darker on this side, on the right side.
Now, if you want the Pebeo glue that Sheena's been talking about, we've got the details at the bottom of the screen. It's your masking fluid. You're getting 2 bottles in that pack for £9.99, 471748. You've probably noticed at the bottom of your screen as well that our phone lines are incredibly busy. We're talking about 2.5, 3 minute queues, and it's getting busier all the time. Lots of you taking advantage of our one-day special. Lots of you going for those stamps on their own as well, and lots of you checking out all those fabulous pen combinations that we've got. 553-473, that is your one-day special, featuring the stamp that we've been working with. Again, Donna has come up with these beautiful designs, and of course Sheena has been working with the vintage hues being one of your 2 options. 25% of the stock has gone. Don't forget, we have got the seasons as well. I'm sure we'll see those in action as well during the next 24 hours. But there's going to be lots of shows, lots of things for you to see, and lots of wonderful results.
So that's looking really good. Now, you know, when we use colour, sometimes we can get into kind of trouble when we're using colour, and it can go, oh, that didn't quite work, did it? So a big tip would be limit your colour palette. Okay. So by using just this vintage hue set and using the colours right there, chances are they're all going to work. So even colours you mix will work together. Okay. Right. So we've used straight colours now, but what I want is a brownie colour for the little body of the little house. So the easiest way to start to get a brown is to go for a red and a green. That's a good starting point. So what I'm going to do, this colour here, which is this one is called Sand Dune, which is kind of like a pale kind of warm green. Yeah. And then I'm going to try adding this one here, which is the teacup, and see what colour I've got there. You see the red and a green? Nice. Now, you may have to play around with the proportions. You know, when you mix it, that's still looking a bit green, because the green has got more pigment in it, yeah? But it looks a nice kind of gingery colour, see? So we can try that. So look, see? See, we've still got...
Which is a very warm brown, isn't it?
It's a lovely warm brown, yeah. Now, I could add another red in there. That's maybe a little bit more powerful, a little bit more stronger, maybe deeper. But, yeah, that looks all right. Now, there's this one here. Let's try this one. I'll pop a bit of this one in. Oh, I put a lot of that one in. That was me being a little bit impatient there. Now we're going to have completely, yeah... Hang on, we'll get there. So, you know what? If you keep mixing, fine. I'll tell you why I'm making it cooler, right? Because it's night time, and I want it to look a lot more muted. Okay, that will work. We'll go with that. See, there's kind of a brownie kind of colour. We can use that darker colour under here, because everything's going to be absolutely you know, darker, muted, greyed out. You know, the colour kind of disappears, doesn't it, at night? It's a hint of the colour there, but not full colour. Oh, that would look a bit weird.
This is beautiful. I love the way that you're kind of taking the direction from Donna's stamp there as to where to apply the colour as well.
This is it. You don't have to start from scratch and think, oh, no, what's going on? She's popped little shading underneath the window there, so you can see that's got some, you know, a little shadow naturally. So just emphasise that. Go over, darken it a little bit. You can always mute the colours down. If you pop that on there and you think, oh, I don't know, I want it a little bit more kind of subdued, pop it. See, now we've gone over the top with a little bit with that greyer colour, and it's taken it down quite a bit. If you pop it on and you think, I've lost a bit of the highlight, don't worry, because we can pop some, we can fall bleach there. Yeah. We basically, we're going to lift some colour out still, and we're going to add some more highlights as we go along. But what I'm doing there is just showing you how you can use that one palette and you can do that. Now, what I would like to do is show you how, when we're talking about mixed media and using different things, yeah? We've coloured the body of the house, then let me show you what we've got. But what I'm going to do to add some shadow in there is something that a lot of us already have, is we've got distressings.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use one distressing black soot, which is usually one of the first ones you get when you're collecting your distressings. So I'm splodging some of that there. I am going to faux bleach a little bit out of this colour of these houses because it's gone a little bit dark, so I want a little bit of a highlight in here. So just bear with while I just do that, so that I don't
while you're
forget.
doing that, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a recap with regards to those stamps. Of course, one day special, you can get hold of the stamps along with the pens, but something else that's proven to be very popular are the stamps on their own. You're going to get 6 stamps, all those fabulous stamps within your one day special. You've still got that saving, so you can see that introductory price saving of £5 is there, £24.94. 25% of the stock has gone though. At 546773 if you're wanting to get hold of those. Don't forget, you are going to get those stamps though within your one day special, and it's going to include 12 fabulous sparkle pens, and you have choices. You can decide whether you want to go down those vintage hues routes, which is what we've seen Sheena working with, or whether you want to go down the seasons route with your spring, summer, autumn and winter featuring in there. So seasons from throughout the year, so of course you'll use these throughout the year as well. It's entirely up to you whether you get hold of the stamps with the one day special or on their own, but if you go for the one day special, £25.46 could be your flexi buy if you wanted to spread the cost. You don't have to spread the cost if you don't want to, but if you do choose to, it's there for you. £50.92 being your price if you don't want to. And now don't forget, when you're getting your pens, because you will build up your collection of your pens as well, or you might already have some, they're kind of all scattered around, then this is a brilliant way for you to actually store them. Of course, the aqua pens we were chatting about earlier on, they come with their stands. The stand and the storage little shelf, you can actually pop it into here, keep everything in here neat and tidy. Lots of different elements in here that you can move around to maximise your storage capacity. And it's always best to keep those pens lying down. You've got all the pockets on the side here, you've obviously got your carry handle on the top there, and you've got loads of storage, to be honest, in here. If you're wanting to get hold of this, always very, very popular. It will fit 72 of those pens in there. Oh, I don't know what we've got in there. Somebody's left something behind. But send a 241 101 if you're wanting to get hold of it. Yours, £29.99. How are you getting on over there, Sheena?
I'm playing canny. You know, I'm just having a lovely time here, just colouring in. You know, these work brilliant with your alcohol pens, anything. You know, whatever you want to colour in with, they're going to work brilliantly. But I do love them with a sparkle pen. So what I've done, I've lightened that centre there. So let me show you. Can you see it's got a little bit more contouring, not as dark?
So you can,
I've popped
if
a little
you do
bit.
find it goes too dark, you can save it. You don't have to panic and worry.
Definitely, it's all good. So now what I'm going to do though, I'm going to make this look a bit dark around here where you've got that a little bit of shadow around the base. Now this is looking really dark, but it's fine. Look, see, I'm not panicking, I'm all good, it's all good.
It's good that you've got the choice of paintbrushes as well, because obviously you've got the different ones for the different purposes.
You know what, this is, in workshop recently, we were just stressing this point. You honestly, one paintbrush doesn't do all.
Yeah.
But I have narrowed it down. This set I've put together is not a set that was already existing. You know, Royal and Ornell. They have brush sets, you know, they've put together. And they're cool brush sets, but they may not have everything that I want in that set. You know, I might have to then go, oh, that's good. Oh, if only it had whatever, and then I'd be happy. If only it had this one, then I'd be happy. But what I did was I cherry-picked and I put together a set of brushes that if I didn't buy any more brushes, I'd pretty much know I'm okay. Because, you know, if I want to say to people, get that set of brushes and that's going to do you for many years, then I'm not going to eat my words and they're going to come out and go, well, I didn't know how to buy this one. Because, you know, you don't have to spend a lot, you just have to shop savvy, don't you? Shop smartly. And that's where, you know, it's nice to save money in the long run by making the right choice in investment, because brushes can be super expensive, really expensive, and there really isn't any need, especially now that the technology's moved on so much and we're using a lot of artificial, like acrylic products and things, so, you know, acrylic fibres are all good. It's all good. So now we've got, can you see how that's darkened that now? And it looks like it's now grounded. It's got some substance to it. It's casting a shadow. You can even cast little more shadows and have a bit of fun with it. But then what I'm going to do, oh, and also underneath the eaves, if you have a look, can you see underneath here? If you want it like emphasised there. and Donna's got around, you know, a little underneath here where it's going to be casting a bit of a shadow. If you've lost a bit of that, you want to add a bit more. What you're doing is you're adding a bit more drama and dimension and depth by doing it like this. And then you can, and then I'm going to add a few more little lines in there and then do a little bit more stamping, because there's a few little more elements I want to pop in there.
And it's incredible to think they started out live as a square of card. Square machine and stamping card, and then of course all those fabulous colours apply. The pens that have been used to apply the colour, of course, are for your vintage shoes, one of the colour options for your one-day special, and then of course the stamp again from your one-day special. All being built up from those initial swirls.
Yeah,
not that long ago, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you make it look achievable, Sheena.
It is achievable. And you know what I love? I've got to say, love Hochanda, because it's just me down to the ground. Because I love the fact that we can start with a white piece of card and do it in real time and talk, you know, tell you what you need to know as we go along. And that's the way I like to watch as well. This is why, you know, I watch and then I like buy silver jewellery stuff and things.
And a kiln.
And a kiln, yes, that story, thank you very much. Yes, I've spent £30 on Hochanda and then £300 for a kiln. Yeah, cheers for that. Yeah, because, you know, in my mind I justified it was necessary, you know, I know. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a black pen. And you can just go ahead. Can you see where Donna's got some little grass bits growing here? Well, you can just emphasise that, and you can continue it if you want, and just make just little lines. When you're playing like this, honestly, your confidence will build up so much, because you go, that's how they draw the grass. Well, it's not that clever, is it? I can do that. So this is what you do. You just have a bit of a play, and just, you know, experiment, build it up as you go, and then you can add little bits here and there, a little bit more kind of mounds and little bits of things going on. Yes, things.
The little
stuff,
bits.
you know, stuff, yeah? And then you can just keep going. And then, yeah, so that's, and now what we can do, I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. Ooh. And then if we can regroup, how does that sound?
That sounds good to me.
Okay, right. I think we need a fairy in here. Now, bearing in mind, this is going to be dark around here. Okay. So I'm going to stamp a fairy, and I'm going to pop her just, I know Donna hasn't, but I'm going to pop one just in amongst those little toadstools, which we're going to make look really cool when we come to the highlighting bit. Okay. I'm planning on getting this finished, okay? So I'm going to pop her there, because I don't want it to be really, really obvious. She's just hiding there.
In the
kind of like a little stealth fairy.
I like that.
A little secret agent 007 bodyguardy type. That's going to be. She'll probably take off on a little, you know, those little dandelion things. Yes. The helicopter or something. That's in my world anyway. I could take it too far. But there you go. Now on the top, there's a really cool stamp. I've hidden it. This one here. You have got so much to play with here. That. Seriously, these are just everyday. They're not just for the fairy
one of the finished samples and thought, what a clever idea. Very versatile.
This is so cool, because what you do here is you just, as long as you don't have the top showing, you can then vary the height and just keep stamping. So let me show you, so that you've got, you see, by lifting it up, by adding more in one area, concentrated, and it looks just so cool. Just see, we're going to maybe have this little bit hanging down a bit more, and then I'm going to lift it up a little bit more. So every time you do it, every one is going to be different. And if you want to kind of create a frame, say, you know, you have a taller element like those seed heads, and you think, well, I want to kind of skirt around it, but I don't want. You can do that with a stamp. It's a really useful stamp.
Again, another one that's included within that collection. I haven't totted up all the different stamps that you've got in here, but you've got 6 stamp plates, and literally every area that is possible has been covered. We've got little things like spiders' webs in there, lots of sentiments featuring there. The huge toadstool house, as you saw, the fairy door as well. That's another piece that's a really large size as well. Really is a fabulous collection of stamps, and of course Donna Ratcliffe has put them together for us.
So let me show you what we've got. We've got everything stamped and everything now coloured. What we're going to do now is we're going to darken it and we're going to lighten it. Lovely. So can I have just a little bit of a breathe and a tidy up, Hayley, and then we'll continue.
I think that's allowed.
With the next episode.
Now, of course, the finished samples. We always see incredible finished samples when Sheena is here. She's got an incredible design team behind her. And let's have a little look at what they've been up to with the one-day special. pretty? Absolutely beautiful. I love them. Now, of course, with your one-day special, you've got a choice, so I thought it might be a good idea for me to give you the choices that you've got with regards to those pens. 2 different options. You're going to get 12 pens in whichever of those options you go for, but it's a big decision to make with regards to those colours. Now, Sheena's been working with the vintage hues, so I've got that set to show you to start with, and you can see the intensity of the colour to the one side here, but then that colour has been dragged out. Intense colour within those pens, but of course you have the control about how you dilute those down. Add a little bit of water and you can really take those colours out. So all of those included with your vintage hues. Now, if you fancy a fabulous set that are going to see you all through the year, then why not go for the set of seasons? Because you have got a little element here of spring, summer, winter and autumn as well. So you have got lots of different colours. Again, look at the sparkle that's featuring in there as well. Lovely cool tones, warm tones in there as well. A really good selection to go all the way around the year, and you decide which of those 2 you're going for. So are you going to go for those fabulous seasons, or are you going to go for your vintage hues? Choice is yours. Stamps again are going to be included with both of those 2 options, but of course if you want the stamps on their own, as a lot of you are going for, then you can get hold of those on their own as well. £24.94, 546773 being your item number, and you are still saving with those. You're saving £5, and a third of the stock has gone of those.
Right, Hayley, so here's what we've been doing.
Lovely.
Okay, can you see how this is finished now? You know, it was looking a bit messy around the edges. Look at how this is all nice and neat now and blended and smooth and looks pretty. This top corner, not so much. I left this one to show you.
Okay.
This is where I stopped. I put the applicator down and I was good. I paused. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you what I did there. So I'm using my distress ink again now. You know, you can see me keep getting out the heat gun.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really important. The heat gun is a fabulous tool. You need a heat gun, even if you're not going to heat emboss, because in between doing things, you need to keep drying the card.
Okay.
Right, if you've got a hairdryer, whatever, you know, and your craft, and you're just starting, that'll work too, but definitely dry the card in between, because if I was to apply this and the card was still wet, what would happen is our card would grab the ink and it wouldn't slide over the surface.
Okay.
So this is working for me to get that really nice vignette. It'll go over the mica, over the glitter and over the colour of the pens, but just darken the value, darken it totally. So it looks like you've then got best of both worlds. You've got the intensity and that gorgeous application with the black soot, but you've still got that crazy glow of colour in the centre. That looks magical. Now, next thing to do is also, if you find the blending a little bit tricky, pop a little bit of glycerin on your applicator.
Okay.
And these applicators here, these are the ones I just think these are the ones I favour. These are cool.
Wonderful.
Okay, so now we're going to add more highlight.
Okay.
We're going to use a white gel pen. Okay, and first of all, we're going to add a little bit of highlight on the top of these little toadstools.
So just where kind of the moonlight or is just hitting.
So white gel pens are really, they're very white. So watch when I put this on. Look at how white it is, right? But what I'm doing is I'm just dragging it with my finger, just smudging it a tiny little bit, and it softens it, and it just makes it a little bit less intense white. Yeah, I can add a few little bits of pieces, just highlights on some of the grasses if I want. Again, if I want to make it a little bit less obvious, and little bits here and there, not too much. The thing is with a white gel pen, don't get too pen happy with this. Just try just little bits here and there, because less is more. It's all about the balance and using it wisely. So a little bit highlight here. Again, this really does make it pop and lift, brings out all the detail. The windows, even though we popped a colour in there, I'm going to actually lighten the window, so it looks like
it's literally like the lights come on.
It pops, isn't it? So, yeah. Oh, look, there's someone home. See? And we can do the same with all of them. And again, if it's a little bit too white, just blot it a little bit.
It's remarkable the difference that makes.
Yes, it's really, it's a cool technique. It really does. And again, at night time, it just makes it look a little bit, as if you've got, just catches the dimension. If you've lost, if you've lost some of the dimension, or one where you've got one area that kind of overlaps another and you can't really see, they've kind of merged in. This is where your pen is going to come in and really be your friend as well. So what I'm going to do as well, Hayley, just a few more there. The dots in the background, I'm going to highlight some of them, make them kind of feature ones, so that we've got different levels of like this little wispy, polleny fireflies at night. Or it could be those little secret agent fairies that we have already.
Now, we haven't had a close look at those stamps and all the different elements that are in there, so I think it's worth us having a look at that as well before we leave you at the end of the hour, because there's so much content in there. How many stamps did we say there were in here? I think somebody totted them up. 26 little stamps that you've got featuring in here. Now, you've got obviously things like your toadstools featuring in here, but you've got things like your sentiments and that featuring in here too as well. But they've got lots and lots of different elements in here. Your gorgeous florals, sentiments, little fairies, lots and lots of areas that are getting covered. Now, of course, the packaging, we're only able to show you just a little bit of that stamp plate, but you really have got so much content within here. And, of course, all of those pieces work together so well. It means that you really are going to get the most out of your one-day special. Of course, with your one-day special, you are going to get that set of 12 pens as well. If it's the vintage hues that you're thinking of, I will warn you that a third of the stock of those have gone already, and this is the launch hour. We've only had 50 minutes dedicated to this one-day special. We're going to get busier and busier. Sheena's going to be back at 8 o'clock, obviously, and then during the night time we'll have lots of people who'll be watching those repeats and making their purchases through the night. So I think we're in for a busy one with this one.
I think, well, I'm not surprised because, you know, we share things on, just to give you a little bit of an idea of what's coming up, and there have been so many of you saying, I've been waiting for this, I can't wait, because, you know, they're just fun to play with, Hayley. They're just, I'll pop the little wording on there. There's some really nice wording if I can find it, and then we'll just finish it off and pop it against a little mat. And I can't believe I've actually done a whole card in the show.
I know, it's really
Can you believe it? Now, if I get the wording. Wording, when you're putting your wording, when you're using your rocker blocks, fabulous for getting wording straight.
Okay.
If you use this line here, the horizontal and the vertical line, as your guide, don't look at the shape of the rubber, look at the text, and try and line up either the base or the top of some text so that you're going to have a good chance of it being straight. One little thing is, though, make sure it's the right way up.
Okay.
I have got it perfectly straight, but absolutely in the wrong orientation. A few times.
So a little test stamp, maybe.
Yes, it's lovely, and you know you can't make it right. Either way you do it, it's not going to be right. So we'll pop. Oh, see, and I need the card straight here. This is where I'm a little bit. Now let me see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Hayley. I'm going for it.
I've got everything crossed.
Oh, not bad at all.
Look at that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Live studio audience and everything.
So what have we got here?
So we've got
dream big, believe always, sparkle bright and shine more. Good words, good advice.
Yes, we just have to. So we'll pop a little dragonfly there.
Oh, yes.
Do you reckon? There's different sizes again, dragonfly, so we can, and then let me show you how. I'll show you Donna's finished card, and you can see how she's finished it off, and you'll see the colours are different, and they're going to be different every time you use them because it depends. Exactly the same set, but just different intensity, different combinations, different. You know, use maybe more purple in one, less in another. So this is what we've just done. That's our
gorgeous.
What we just played with.
Beautiful.
There. Not bad considering we started off with
that.
A little cleaner, but that. And then this was the inspiration, Donna's card here. And then she's finished it off, just simple matting and layering with the, you know, with a little bit of black and white card. I think I like to use black card, I like to use white because then it doesn't just take any away from the centre, all the colour and everything that's happening. Oh, I forgot to put the little windows. You see that Donna's put the little windows in the little toadstools down here.
Oh, right.
Because there's obviously people living in there too.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So we just pop that in.
Having a nap.
That's where the little
turn the little lights
fairies,
off on
that's
yours.
a little lookout.
Yes, there you go. But incredible to think there's no loss of sparkle, even though
Not
you've
at all.
used a lot of water with that.
Well, you
Beautiful.
saw how much water I used there, and look at that, and look at the intensity of that colour. This is fabulous.
Isn't it brilliant? Now, of course, that is one example of how you could be using your one-day special. We've got lots more ways that you could be using it. Check this out. love those little lanterns. Beautiful.
Oh, you know what? I haven't even shown them lit up. Well, maybe next show we'll show you how they look when they're... Yeah, they look amazing. The canvases and books and
everything. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Sheena, it's a wonderful one-day special, isn't it? You know, our lovely Madonna has put together a wonderful set of stamps for us.
Yeah, and I love it. And like we were saying, it's nice for me to play with someone else's stamps who are, you know, and they're just phenomenally good. I mean, I am, you know, I'm tough to please. You know, I am. I've been doing this for a bit now, and for me to stand here and, you know, I haven't done it before. You know, I haven't done it. They said how amazing a designer is, and she really is. And you know that, which is why you're loving them.
And you can see how much fun the design team had with
They
these.
have
so many different ways of using them.
Completely different looks. This is what we say with our design team, is that we choose people because they do what they do and they look cool. We don't want them all to look like everyone else.
Yeah.
So everyone has a different look and a different approach. How different is that to the previous one?
Beautiful,
how
gorgeous.
Completely. And then the next one, look at how different this approach is.
Again, so many wonderful finished samples. Haven't got time to show you them all in this advert. So, of course, Dave is going to be back with you at 8 o'clock, so I'm sure that he'll be teasing you with a few more of those in a little while. Sheena, it's beautiful. Donna, congratulations. Everybody's loving it yet again, but make sure you get hold of yours while you have the opportunity. See you later. So, of course, coming up after the break, we've got the fabulous Lisa Horton and Dave with Santoro Kori Kumi coming up after the break. Then we're back with our lovely Sheena and the Crafter's Companion one-day special. Then we go over to our nighttime hours with Nina's Crafts.
Hi, I'm Hayley from Craft Yourself Silly, and we're really excited to still be working with you guys here on Hochanda. We were there from the very, very beginning, and we're still bringing you lots of really exciting soft crafts. We design and manufacture all of our kits and all of our fabrics here in the UK, and we love bringing them to you. So if you're an experienced sewer or you're just starting out in soft crafts and sewing, join us. There's tips and fabrics for everybody. Make sure you don't miss our shows and come and craft yourself silly on Hochanda.
Hello, my name's Kay, and together with my husband Alfie, we have a little stamp manufacturing company called Indigo Blue. We started off in our garden shed, and now we have a lovely family of people working together to make gorgeous rubber stamps. And now we're actually working with Hochanda, some like-minded people, to really bring all that inspiration to you at home.
Hello, good evening, welcome. Thank you ever so much to Hayley and to the lovely Sheena, of course, as well. I'm going to be with Sheena for another look at the one-day special in an hour with the lovely Lisa for the next hour.
Hello again, yes. And it's our last hour, last chance to get this, isn't it?
It is, and we have been so busy for Santoro. And what we've got for you is just an amazing opportunity. If you love Santoro products, which I think every crafter does, we have got for you half price, if not better than half price deals on all the bundles that we got for you today. And the character is Corey Coomey. Now, I wasn't familiar with Corey Coomey, but that's the girl, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the girl. That's the collection name. And she is, I mean, you've seen other characters like the Gorgeous Girl, but when you hear the name Santora, you know it's going to be a good character.
It's going to be a great character, and it's going to be, again, importantly, amazing quality. Everything Santoro does is amazing quality. Now, these stamps, I've got to warn you, we are so low in stock, nearly at single figures. So if you do want them, please call now, because they are going to sell out in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'm sure. 465 690, your item number, and you've got 20 stamps for £11.98, better than half price. And Corey Coomey is the little girl here, and I think she likes her cider because she's got a thing for apples.
She does, doesn't she? Clearly. And she looks very happy with it too.
She does, yeah.
So yeah, she's very cute, but she's not twee, if you know what I mean.
No.
She's got that whimsical look about her. And what's lovely is even on her dress, she's got the apples on her dress. Everything fits beautifully together. And like that one on the screen now, we said, didn't we, that could be Christmas.
It could be, yeah. It could be rushing to get the presents home in time for Christmas Eve or whatever. But equally, depending on how you colour it in, it could be any season of the year, really. Less than 5% of the stock left. It's going to be our next sellout. Remember, you're getting all of them. I love the fact that the carrier sheets that the stamps are on are actually coloured in, so it gives you a guide as to what the designers thought they should be coloured like.
And it does help, because, you know, we all have those days, don't we? My crafting mojo's gone, I don't know what to do, and it sits in front of you. That's just going to help you no end, isn't it?
Absolutely. Already we've got queues on our phones. I think we've inherited a bit of a queue from the launch of the one-day special as well. But also we're going to get our very own queues in this hour. There is one of the stamps. It stamps brilliantly, they all do.
Yeah.
I mean, I was really amazed the last show we did, just how crispy it was.
You genuinely were surprised, weren't you, when you saw that? Because I didn't press hard at